Broadcasting from the heart of downtown Hollywood. This is SoFloRadio.com.
Welcome to the George Rodriguez blog. I am a blogger, blog to you. Before the show begins, I wish to share my latest Trek experience, for as you well know, Star Trek touches all the lives in the Federation blogosphere. To soothe the heartbreak of UPN scheduling change of enterprise, which I consider to be an act of murder, I launched an excursion to the planet Circle K, and as I was filling my arms with blueberry cream pocket pies for my pockets, I happened upon a jar filled with pink fluid containing what I believe to be one of Gene Roddenberry's severed peninsula. This rare item will soon be available for bid on eBay, with the subspace time rift continuum until the reserve price is met. I thank you in advance for your bids. And now if you'll excuse me, I must use this giant brush to cleanse the cheese from my fat folds.
Tremendous!
This is the true tale of Bix whiskey.
Bix whiskey. Wow.
Frontier jazz musician.
Ah.
I'll never forget it. I was working my way through medical school and running, of course, the Whiskeyville Country Club and Salad Bar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was getting cleaned up for another night of debauchery. Mm-hmm. And this stranger walks in, good-looking fella.
Yeah.
But kind of disheveled, like he didn't take real good care of himself.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I saw your ad in the paper. I hear you're looking for a piano player. Well, I said, that's right. And this fella proceeded to sit down at the piano, and he started playing the most beautiful melody I had ever heard.
Nice.
As you know, I am an aficionado of fine music. But when I heard this man play, I couldn't believe my ears. I said, that is beautiful, mister.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, thanks. That's when he introduced himself as Bix Whiskey.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I'm Bix Whiskey, the greatest piano player and songwriter in the world. Songwriter? You wrote that song? He said, as a matter of fact, I did. I wrote that song. It's one of my favorites. It's called Plowing with My Pork Sword at Orgasm Gulch.
Yeah.
I said, really, it's such a pretty song. That's kind of an odd name, but it's a beautiful song. You got any more? And he played me another song. It was a wonderful, tender, touching, slow melody. I'm telling you, fellas, it's a song that would break your heart.
Wow.
Tears were welling up in my eyes. I said, what's that song called? He said, well, it's another original. It's called Buzzing the Brillo with My Flying Kidney Wiper.
Wow, that's a wild name.
I said, that's a kind of an odd title, but
Great use of adjectives.
you got anything else? And then he played the most beautiful, prettiest little lullaby you ever heard. I said, Bix, that is profoundly beautiful, lovely, and sweet.
Yeah.
What is that gorgeous tune called? And Bix said to me, oh, that one's called My Throbbing Trouser Trout Goes for a Dip in Hare Harbor.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you, Bob, each song was the same, as beautiful and soulful and heartfelt and melodies as you've ever heard. But all these beautiful songs had lewd, horrifying titles.
Right.
I can't remember them all, but one of them was called Ramming Speed at Tuna Lagoon.
Wow.
There was another one called Love Gravy Weenie War.
Yeah.
And there was one called You Lick Me and I'll Owe You One.
Wow.
Well,
But beautiful tunes.
beautiful. And Bix had written every one of them.
Yeah.
And then he played a song that I swear to you, to this day is the prettiest song I ever did hear.
Oh, is that
right?
And I said, Bix, what's that one called? And he said, it's called Show Me Your Juicy Hindenburgs and I'll introduce you to Mr. Pile Driver. And I said, Bix, I gotta tell you, Bix, that song is so lovely and it's magical. I mean, couldn't you call it something like Autumn Evening in Paradise or maybe just An Evening Lullaby? And I'll tell you, That's when Bix went berserk.
Oh, my.
He got all red in the face. He starts puffing and huffing, and he says, "Don't you ever try to rename one of my songs. They're my works of art. Only I can name them." Mm-hmm. I'd never seen anybody so red and so angry.
Temperamental.
So I said, "Easy, Bix, easy. Look, I'm going to hire you as my piano player here at the club, and I'm just going to ask you one favor. Please play your wonderful music. Just don't mention the titles of your songs when you're on stage.
Uh-huh.
We have a mixed crowd of ladies and gents here. We don't want to offend any of them."
All right.
He said, "Okay." And he said, "One other thing. I don't take requests. I only play originals."
Okay.
And I said, "Okay." We shook hands. We had a deal. Well, that night at the club, I don't have to tell you, he starts playing. Pretty soon the place is packed. Everyone's going crazy. They're lining up to come in. Women are swooning. They're throwing roses up on stage. Bix has the crowd totally mesmerized.
Wow.
And then I noticed that with all the shaking and rattling up at the piano, old Bix's fly is open. He's on stage working away at the piano keys, and, pretty soon he's a-moving and a-grooving, and something just pops right out of that fly. You can imagine, Christy. It was terrible.
I can imagine.
He finishes the number. I rush up to the stage, and I say, "Hey, Bix, do you know your Johnson's hanging down over the piano bench?" He turns all red. He gets real angry. He says, "Know it! I wrote it!" And I don't take requests.
That was a long joke to get to that punchline, but those are my favorite kind of jokes. Sometimes I call those jokes that are funny for me. When I since you're a comedian, stand-up comedian, is it comedian?
Well, I like comedian, and I tell a lot of jokes that are funny for me.
Introducing a new concept today, co-host du jour. And the reason I'm saying that is because that leaves me open to if you suck, not invite you back. That thing, but I'm gonna start doing
I'll
that.
Come back as a guest at least.
I like to experiment with the show here, and that's an experiment that I want to try out as co-host du jour. Something a little bit better than a guest, or I don't know. Well, better. That sounds horrible. The guests are just gonna turn the car around right now. Something a little bit more demanding, a little bit more more present.
Already, I'm butting in more than I used to.
Good. I want you to butt in. I think that because I'm one of those constructive critics. At least I think I am. The criticism that I give is constructive, and here's why I think it is. Because I don't just say what's wrong. I say therefore I think that you should blah blah.
Yes.
And having attended one of your stand-up comedy things, I think that you should sound off a little bit more. That I think that it would add to the irony of this demure.
Yes, and on that note,
genteel. Yeah. Oh, please, just elbow me. Oh, this blood. I want that. Pam.
George
Pam Bruno is here.
Famous for giving his opinion.
Yes.
Asked for or not, and sometimes it's good information. In fact. Go ahead.
No, it's funny because I was going to talk about. I'm tired of giving my opinion. I know that sounds weird.
Yeah, that
is. When you get to a certain point in your life, and I don't want to use the word burnt out. I feel like I've said what I need to say. Like people that have written a book, like here's what I think about shit, and you wrote that book. It's out there. It's done. Like that's it. You got it. You got it right now.
Until
and I feel that
anymore.
That is kind of like I'm being repetitive or something. And another thing. Having found what makes me happy.
What is that?
I roller skating with my daughter.
Oh.
Or just roller skating in general, but even more so. Like anything, like when you smoke crack, it's always better when you got a whole bunch of crackheads there with you, enjoying it, kind of feeding off of the pleasure. Well,
sure
I just use that as an analogy.
Right?
I have never either.
Oh.
Nor the heroin, although I keep saying I'm saving that for my old age, which very soon, any minute now.
Listen, I got my third Social Security
This is Pam
check.
Bruno,
Hi.
co-host du jour, ladies and gentlemen.
Tonight,
just real quick, we got Kent Wallace. Who's going to be bringing in a bevy of people.
Bevy.
Cindy Podgorski, who's been here before, so I know how to say her name, and some other people whose names I don't know how to say, but I will be rehearsing during Pam's monologue here and figuring that out. Just like Facebook is taking forever to load, and that's why.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so glad to be the co-host today.
That's co-host du jour. Don't get all uppity.
I said today.
Okay,
I
all right. That
the
is
English
what today.
version.
That's right. Some people don't know what that means.
Of today.
That's the co-host of
the day.
Of the day. Here she comes. You get a sash.
Hey, may I mention
Yes.
that I heard about this at 11 this morning.
That's right. That's how I work.
I was planning to stay for an hour max. So if I start to run down after noon,
all right.
It
Well,
is
we can
noon. After
play
1.
rotating chairs with
Did you cater lunch?
Kent Wallace. No, I had a can of soup at home. I'm so poor right now.
Usually I bring food, but I did not have enough notice today.
Counting on that. No, it's all right. It's okay because I've been enjoying the new lifestyle. I'm not going to call it a kick because that implies a temporary kind of thing. So I don't want to say I'm on a health kick. Rather, I have shifted to a healthier lifestyle.
What does that mean?
Permanently. Well, little by little. Like the first thing that I did, and this was a while back, not completely. There are still moments of sin, but not for a long time. I cut out the dreaded French fry.
Really?
The evil, invented by Satan himself, the French fry, which is a sponge for fat. It's a carbohydrate sponge, which I'm trying to avoid the carbs anyway. Of course, they wouldn't be dangerous if they weren't so tasty.
That's right.
Like the beautiful women. They're deadly dangerous.
I honestly know I have not had that experience.
The dangerous.
I say yet because at my age you never know.
Anything could happen at your
true.
age. Just mid-30s. So
that's the other thing. My topic.
Facebook.
I have several.
I'm so glad.
You're going to tell me, Pam. Can you just shut up?
Release the Kraken. I want Pam to talk a lot during the show
it's
today.
a new that is why I became a comedian. But
I want to know.
Social situations, I'm still very quiet and shy.
Sure.
So that's why on your show, when I'm a guest, I say what I come to say,
right.
and then when you're all talking about other things, I just sit there.
And then she withdraws.
And,
she slowly fades into the background, like a ninja with a stealth suit.
Yes.
You ever, like in cartoons or something. She just, she just kind of chameleons out.
Yes, and then I pop back if the topic comes to me.
Well, like a Jack in the Box. Well, this is the third, being the third Friday of every month. We have Kent Wallace, professional bloviator, drunk. Veiny nosed, he's a lot of things. It's not what he is now that's important, but what he used to be.
Okay.
He used to be he still is a very fascinating guy, but he was a lot of things. He was an 80s pop star for about five minutes. Yeah.
What, do we know a song?
I play them. It's part of the music rotation here on SoFlo Radio. The name of the group was the Spectacles, and so I wear my spectacles in honor of Kent Wallace.
Me too.
And my Pam shirt.
Yes.
Because
thank you.
I am a card carrying.
Oh, yes.
There it is. I'm a card-carrying Pam Bruno fan. Genuine fan. Not just one of these people that says that they're a fan, but one that goes to shows and promotes her on my show.
He did. He even bought me a drink at my show.
I did. Did I only buy you one drink?
I can't remember.
One
of them, I think.
It was a good drink.
Yeah. I think there was something extra in it.
No, because I went home alone. Did you wake up afterwards with Vaseline on your ass?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So you do remember curses. The man said that wouldn't happen.
I didn't remember.
The man said you wouldn't.
I just remembered what happened.
Wouldn't tell anybody. Don't worry, because I used a condom.
Oh, excellent!
Yeah,
Good to know.
Yeah, well, I practice safe rape. You gotta do that.
That is a new concept. I'm gonna have to write. Can I use that in a joke?
Please. Oh,
that is good.
Praise from Caesar, ladies and gentlemen. I am honored.
Now,
say that.
I'm not going to use it next Friday because, can I say what's next Friday?
Church crowd.
I have a show. I'm opening for Roberta Flack.
Get out. Really?
Get out. I am. I'm going to tell you all about the last person who opened there for Patti LaBelle. I won't mention any names, but he did not do very well. And
was it because of the blue humor?
No, it was because he hasn't been doing comedy that long, and his first joke was kind of a 9/11 joke.
Oh!
And the audience started booing him, and they took him off stage in about a minute.
Do they have a backup, like all locked and loaded there in case of a bomb?
The backup is the main attraction.
Oh!
So that's what I'm preparing for.
Being in show business, I play this exercise. It's a make believe thing that I play with Murphy of Murphy's Law.
With your safe rape victims.
Yes. I envision that Murphy is this evil leprechaun waiting, following me around, waiting for the opportunity. If you don't give Murphy the opportunity, then nothing bad will happen. So if you're prepared,
okay.
for the disaster, Murphy's like, curses. I can't screw him up that way. I'm going to, you have to. Murphy has to have an in. Murphy has to have an opening, and if you allow that door just a little bit of a crack, Murphy will go, "Hey, you only got yourself to blame, asshole. If you hadn't, yeah, you understand that, yes, Roberta Flack." So you're opening for Roberta Flack. Well, that is huge, Pam Bruno.
Let me tell you something. I thought so initially, and then I thought. When people go to hear music...
Did you vomit on yourself in terror?
Not yet. Not at the beginning. But I'm starting to every day a little bit.
You can taste the bile there.
Seriously. Because I realized when people go to a concert, they do not want to hear a comedian. And if a comedian gets up in the front,
I don't know.
they better be really...
I do.
Ready.
Why not? I go to a lot of concerts. I could go for a nice stand-up comic. There's always something, and sometimes
I'm not talking about you and your safe rape. I'm talking about the audience in general.
But I'm part of the concert-going community.
Okay.
I am eligible to pop off, and I've been to lots of concerts, and there's always opening it is always a tough thing because sometimes I get there early because I don't want to have to fight the crowds, and oftentimes I'm there with one or both of my daughters and friends, and so you don't. I want a good place to park. I'm that guy. Whether it's the movie theater, or the concert, I want to.
Oh, me too.
I want to park from the beginning. I'm a parking dork that way. So
me too. In fact, I thought I would leave for the concert like the day before.
Oh yeah, maybe
to get
take a tent, take one of those self-contained sleeping bag tent things. So I'm often there when they're still setting things up, and there's always that first guy, and usually you get to watch the roadies tune all the instruments and for that first act and everything, which is like a pre-show.
There's not even the full crowd when the first person
There's
goes
people
up?
milling about. If it's a concert with multiple acts, and it really depends on the venue and what's going on, but if it's a big act like Cruzan, there's just people milling about. Nobody. Okay. I would say the first act 0.5. People aren't even paying any attention. They're just letting those guys on there. These are a bunch of no names. Sorry that
no
they're
problem.
using. They're testing the
on.
sound equipment with them, so you'll hear adjustments being made during their acts. But even before that, the roadies that are setting things up, they're doing mic checks and everything, and they do this over and over again. And I don't have to tell you that when you do something over and over again, you start getting tired of doing it the same way. So
Maybe they'll like to hear
you start varying.
Different.
So for the mic check, sometimes the roadies will pop off with a funny line or something like that. Sometimes the roadies will play a little bit of a ditty as they're testing the guitars. Hey, what do you know? The roadie can play the guitar, and he'll do a little funny, do the Star Spangled Banner, and and they're really not paying any attention to the crowd or the people milling about. They're kind of doing this for their own mutual amusement.
Right.
Because these are friends. They hang. They just got done smoking a fatty. Now, all right, time to set up the stage. So let's go fuck around up there on the stage. And I appreciate that. I appreciate the roadie show, if you will. And I think it would be a good idea if they're testing microphones and everything, get a stand-up comic out there. Get somebody out there to beatbox, to do something. I
don't know how to beatbox.
Yeah, you do. Can you carry a beat? Like, can you do...
Oh, I could do that.
You can carry a beat? Okay. Can you make a fart sound?
Oh.
Can you... Okay. Can you breathe? Like... Okay.
I can't believe I'm learning how to fake beatbox.
Okay. And so that's all. I mean, there's a lot more to beatboxing, but those are two elements that you can use
pretend.
right now. All right.
Now, people. I need practice.
Yeah.
But my brother is a drummer, and he's going to listen to my set. Okay. Breathe.
Yeah.
Fart.
And then you breathe, fart, and then you mix up any pattern that you want, like breathe, fart, breathe. It's like anything else. Like, for example, the bongos, which I think are the best thing to teach drumming on. Like, I'm a drumming teacher. I'm not, because you have the low one and the high one. So it's very easy. Make a high sound, make a low sound.
Okay.
Bongos, very easy. Same thing with.
You should bring some bongos.
That would be so awesome. I think we do have a drum in the other. Wait, what? Look at this. I have the rimshot drums. I need to bring these down in case somebody says something funny.
Oh, good idea.
I mean, with a
rim shot
real
on its own.
bona fide, I can't stage it, can't contrive it. Real bona fide stand-up comic. This was given to me on the show by Siren Sandra, and I am going to go through the lineup. We have so much going on SoFloRadio.com these days that it behooves me to give out the lineup. But these were a gift from Siren Sandra of Siren Says, our Tuesday noon to 2 show.
Wow.
So that now, when someone says something funny, we can do this.
I have to honestly tell you that is my least favorite thing in the world.
What, the rim shot?
If I'm telling a joke and someone does that, I feel almost like ending my set and going over there and strangling them.
Don't you do understand the function?
Yeah, it means that what I just said was corny.
Right, it was not funny, but meant for a joke. But it makes it funnier. It makes something that's medium funny and makes it funny.
According to the drummer.
Well, you don't think so?
No.
All right, here, I'll give you an example. I was reared in the South, but I'm still sore about it. Come on. That's because that's my
Okay.
I made that up myself. That's why I keep using that over and over again. Nobody will sue me
Anything
for
to
that.
do with
It's funny
Vaseline?
because it's true. In the South, they don't use Vaseline. They use tobacco spit.
Ooh.
Yeah,
All
which
right.
burns. It burns, in case you were wondering. I don't recommend it.
No, I don't recommend this either.
And they don't even
I
have
like
the common
when you-
courtesy. They don't even have a common courtesy to spike your drink or give you a roofie or anything like that.
Oh, you have to be conscious.
Yeah, you don't have to be conscious. They're just not considerate. They just, they just hold a gun or a bow on you. You saw Deliverance.
I didn't actually.
You see, they didn't offer those. You did.
What year was that? Because I think
Hold the presses, 1970-ish.
Oh,
1970 schwa.
I
The
was out of
70s was a
commission.
wonderful decade, I think, for movies. I think it was the 70s. It had to be the same decade as The Exorcist.
Okay.
So, 70s was great. Star Wars, The Godfather, really,
Those were
the
the
Dirty
early-
Harry movies. But these were
Yeah.
wonderful movies where it was a great time for music, like a lot of different kinds of music and a lot of
Yes.
different kinds of movies where you could go to a movie and you're like, that was a really meaty, good movie. You just don't get
Yeah.
movies like that anymore. What you get now that's good, and I have to admit, and hats off and really appreciate the people, and that's why I play that HBO sound, that HBO sweeper. It all started with HBO doing television that was kind of R-rated and edgy and had some meat to it, like with The Sopranos. And I forget what the first one, the series Rome, and then the other networks started doing it. So now you have these alternative networks that are making this original stuff. Like, I'm really into the Black Sails, because what little boy doesn't like pirate ships and things? Black Sails, that series, it's very gritty, lots of
Where
blood
is
and
it?
gore and nudity. I think it's a Showtime or Stars
Wow.
original thing. A lot of
Okay.
gore, a lot of full frontal nudity, very well written and very gritty. But it's the prequel to Treasure Island, which is a children's book. But here are all your favorite characters, cussing and whoring and killing.
Oh,
like
it's
Long
everybody
John
the
Silver
same-
and Captain
Oh.
Flint and Billy Bones and everything. It shows their, how they came up, how they met, the
Oh, I like
adventures that
that.
led up to
I
the
like
events
that.
that we see at Treasure, in Treasure Island. Yeah, it was wonderful. A lot of nudity and cutting and spurting of blood and just
Nice,
yeah.
nice.
So the TV, the HBOs and the Netflix
Yeah,
original
it's gotten
stuff.
better than the movies, right?
Are you watching the Netflix original shows? The Unsinkable, Kimmy Schmidt, or Unbreakable? It's a Tina Fey.
I heard about it.
Oh, it's
I
wonderful.
heard
It's
about that doctor that killed himself because he was in an episode, supposedly.
No.
You didn't see that?
No, but I'm
The-
going to put your microphone in front of you. Stay on there, Toots.
Thank you. Sorry, I should
Whoa,
be used to
listen
this.
I know, turning sideways in your seat and shit.
I know. Well, I'm sort of, since you're a human being, I thought I'd look at you. I shouldn't.
That's okay.
Anyway.
I put the glasses on for extra coolness. Also,
You are extra cool today. I noticed that.
They had the wrinkles. Well, I'm nurturing the Ivan Bad character. Eventually, George Rodriguez is going to retire. It's just a horrible brand name. I knew that from the
Been
onset.
around for years.
I know, but I'm going to split characters, like split the idea.
Okay.
Because eventually,
And we'll never know
With
who's
SoFlo
gonna
Radio,
show up.
SoFlo Radio, and it's a First Amendment zone, but we're adding more and more family-friendly programming, and I think that it's inevitable that the day will come that SoFloRadio.com, the hub of the community that it is, will be family-friendly, and all of the people like myself who want to continue with our potty mouths will go on
I was wondering.
FuckYouRadio.com. Just
So
to be clear.
Is that this right now?
Well, no, they're still conjoined.
combined both.
Remember the episode
This
in
is
Star
family
Trek where
fuck you radio.
yes, This is fuck you, family. Remember that episode in Star Trek when the transporter split Kirk into good? Okay, good Kirk. There's so much. She's lived such a sheltered
I need
life.
to catch up.
Anyway, no, this is still conjoined. This is still the same thing. I haven't exercised Ivan Bad from George Rodriguez.
Siamese George and Ivan.
Worst kept secret in the world, though. The Ivan, like the Superman identity, but backwards. Because we have the Superman mezuzah on the door. You know, the Superman puts the glasses on and it's Clark Kent. George Rodriguez puts the glasses on and it's Ivan Bad.
Okay.
It's like that. And if you're wondering if
But now you're announcing it. So.
Are you going to ask me if these are real 3D glasses?
Oh. Are those real 3D glasses? They are real.
Real 3D glasses.
I
That's
thought
right.
they had an unusual appearance to them.
You know what's good about the 3D glasses?
The
And I have a
Hobbit on the
collection
side.
of them if you would like to see in different colors. And the
Just
theater is very
regular-
wonderful. They just give them away to you for free. That's wonderful. So you can just
Very
collect
nice.
collect them all. They're made to be able to see in the dark, so they really don't dim anything much. So it looks like you're wearing sunglasses without the fumbling around in the dark effect that sunglasses create. So they're perfect for doing an indoor
good at night.
radio show and good at
Yes.
night. And the problem is they're different kinds of polarization, which is bad. I got
is
this.
that
I
bad?
want to do a quick teaser of coming up around in the 1-ish hour is Kent Wallace with Daniel Pontet. I don't or Pontet. I'm not sure how you say that name there. Fabulous ingenue, Avgav.
Never.
Is that how you would say that?
Yeah.
You can see that right there. I'm just-
Avgav or Avgav.
I like Avgav.
From
is
where?
What, is what I'm guessing. From the local art community, because this is the I Horror the Show for Cahoots magazine and Kent Wallace and the local Hollywood art community. This is
Okay. Is that like-
my gift to them, my exchange for promotion in Cahoots magazine, etc.
Sounds Israeli.
Avgav, it does indeed. And then Cindy Podgorski, who was here
Yes.
before, and I'm going to try to I'm trying to find a word that's not going to sound too date rapish. Coerce
Impossible for you.
her. I know, into going roller skating because I'm
There you go.
I'm more excited about that than
'Cause
ever.
The date rape comes after the roller skating.
The roller skating is sacred. I would
Right.
not sully the roller rink and that environment with any of my date rape shenanigans and the roofies or anything like that.
Okay.
That's a complete different world.
You
Like,
become-
for example, serial killers that go to church a lot, that kind of thing.
Okay,
like
that's you.
the congregation, they're off limits. They go to the other side of the tracks and serial kill the hookers and such. Like with me, so I don't date rape the skaters. It's the stand-up comics that need to
This
really
is Pam
check their
Bruno
drink.
signing off for the day, maybe forever. But first, let me get all my announcements in.
When and where is this Roberta Flack thing? Because we're going to
This
announce
is
this
going to
frequently.
be at the Broward Center for the Performing Arts.
That's
the-
a big stage.
I think it's the big
Yeah.
stage. How do you say it? Is it O-Rene or O-Rene? O-A-U-R-E-N-E. There is no accent, so I don't know if it's Reen or Renee.
It's French, and I only know a
But
little.
it's there.
I only know
I
how to
think
say
that's the big
French are pigs and eat dog shit in French. That's all.
That's
I know
what that name of this theater means.
dog shit.
Yeah. Which I can't say that night because that'll get me booed off stage, I'm sure.
Ooh, no. So this must be tough for you. A clean act? Because you're filthy. I went to your stand-up
have
comic.
become
She
filthy.
made me blush. It was an all-black crowd.
You
They all
blushed?
blushed. I saw them. All the black people were blushing.
I
right
don't
now.
know what has come over me because for the first 10 years, I didn't say one swear word. I didn't tell dirty jokes. And my mother was proud of me, and she still tells people that I don't.
You can't
and I'm like,
be a
Mom, you have
successful
never.
comic and keep your mom
some
happy.
people. Oh yeah, right.
No,
Well,
you gotta pick
it
one.
It fits because I am going to be 65, and when people see me, they first of all they don't.
Congratulations on not being
Thank you.
mentally ill. And I don't know why.
I didn't say I'm not mentally ill.
Oh, okay. Well, you're not mentally ill about that. That's a mental
about
illness when it
that.
comes to women. It's like, I'm sorry,
Oh,
that's a
it
mental
is.
illness when
And
you lie
also,
about your age.
I was going to get a facelift, but then I thought they cut you
They
seven
cut
times.
you. I was going to get a hair transplant, and they carve out a chunk of your head the size of your hand, and,
Yeah,
and that, to make
So
you look
now
like you
I'm
have dull.
You know what? I bought these tape. And
Oh.
it pulls your neck back.
Oh,
so
it's
now,
just
see,
like,
now I look
Jesus
good.
Christ, 35 like that. Bam. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
but then you got to wear it all the
It's
time, and
just-
you go to.
I know. Maybe they have those clips. I think I have one here.
I know. I tried a hair clip.
No, these things. I don't know what you call these. These little
That's
little clips here.
That feels.
Here,
It's very
yeah,
comfortable.
Just pull your neck back there and clip it with that.
Look, I don't have a lot that needs help. Just this one little.
Wow,
look,
that's an amazing. I just got an erection there watching you.
become young. There. Ow!
Oh, yeah, that's an M thing. That's not meant for nipples
Give
at all.
me
You're gonna
tape.
have
Give me
such
tape.
such a hickey. We
Okay.
got these bungee things also. Yeah, don't worry about it. You're beautiful. You're fabulous, and it
Well,
just
from the front.
adds to the humor.
I know, but I'm looking for a boyfriend. That isn't funny. I finally told the guy that I was in love with in California. I just said, don't call me for at least a few months. Because he was trying to justify how a half hour a week was enough.
For calling.
Yeah. To be in a relationship, no. And
Well,
so
I made the
a
mistake.
half hour a week out of 100. I figured it out.
Repeat it.
168 hours.
I made a mistake, and I'm always right when I say this statement, even though it angers the people to hear it when I say it. Long distance relationships work never.
I remember you saying that, and that was echoing in the back of my head. Your words actually
resonate.
They resonate, and people do listen. I do.
You. Well, I've got not only the homespun wit and wisdom is now enhanced by my age and my perspective and where I am in my life, because I'm over.
Oh, no.
I just turned 50. See, yeah,
I tried to call in that day, which is another story.
It's all right.
I did.
And that was a big for me. That was a whole big. There were a lot of things that I was putting off until 50, because that's the halfway mark. People, you're very ambitious to live till 100. Well, that's my goal.
Okay.
And the family, if brain cancer doesn't take us out young, like with my grandmother, the women, especially in my family, live to be right there, right up to 100.
My grandmother was 106.
Ring the bell, ding. It's like that's what their last breath. They jump up, ring that $100 bell,
and then they go,
bing.
That's it.
Yeah, it's like that's the expiration date. Like they all get like 96, 97. Just right there.
My mom's 90. She's going to be
close
91.
enough to be rounded up.
Yeah.
My mother is 91.
Wow.
Also, and
you're a spring chicken.
I was her. Well, my mother had 7 total children. 2 of them died. Were preemies, so they died. I was born in between them. But she was 40 when I was born.
Yeah.
And so she's using her walker, but she's still mobile. My mother, and she's still lucid enough to be medium evil. It's gone down.
Too.
It's gone down
she
considerably.
Can get under anyone's skin.
Well, my mother, I always said, my mother is Satan's avatar. She's.
Maybe they should meet.
I always feel like, first of all, Satan is keeping her alive. Satan is keeping her alive because she's still got a little bit of evil left in her. So he's not gonna allow her. He's the one that's giving her mouth to mouth in the middle of the night. He's putting the paddles on her.
His rape.
Yeah,
safe rape.
No, and also, he doesn't want the competition. When she dies, she's going to hell.
You are right.
At that point, she's going to make a power play. And she's got the credits. You understand?
Yeah.
She's got the damnation credits, the inflicting pain.
You see, and the student excels the teacher. He's going to be sweating it.
Just wait. So, Mom is still spry. She might hit 100.
Yeah.
She moves around and she doesn't remember everything.
No.
I play this game when we, like on her birthday, we were just there because April 2nd was her birthday. So we were just at the old folks home in Little Havana, which, by the way, I'll take it. It's a house converted into an assisted living facility. I'll take it.
Those are the best.
I've never been in a place cleaner than that, man.
Really?
I swear to God.
My mom there. Do they have any space?
It's squeaky clean. Yeah, but it's all Spanish language, man.
So
Probably
what?
drive her nuts. She wouldn't know anything. They got the big screen TV. The food is going all the time. They're very attentive.
They have good food?
Yeah. So I'll take it and clean. It's like it smells good in there. I'm like, what do you clean with in here? It's good. I didn't realize this. The English language people hire Haitians to attend their old folks' home. The Cubans hire Dominicans, which is the same island, but the Spanish speaking. Yeah. Did you know? Also black. Yeah. So that's the system. So I really don't have anything to compare it to because I've never really been a frequent visitor to an English language assisted living facility. But this place, it's not loud, which is funny. So this is how old Cubans need to get before they settle the fuck down, and don't get all loud, all loud with the energy in the hands and everything, and just like it really takes walker age. When they get to the age when they need a walker, and I think that one leads to the other. When their hands are
can't
engaged,
use your
holding
hands to
themselves
talk.
up, then they learn how to talk in a low, civil tone.
Exactly.
And civil voice. So 50, back to that point, I had put a lot of things off, and then my 50th birthday came, and I said, well, were you lying to yourself or what? Are you going to do all of those things that you said that you were going to not
list?
do anymore?
What's on your
not
list?
I was going to stop eating crap, which is why I feel so healthy,
okay.
like the French fries
When
and all
was
the
your
pizzas and
birthday?
the book, December 6th.
Oh, December 6th.
And
Wow.
I didn't wait until I was 50, just like little by little, like weaned myself off the French fries, which is and I say this on the air all the time. I've lost 6 people, Neil Rogers included, due to complications because of poor diet, including my brother, one of my brothers who lived in that studio. I was taking care of him for a while, and the things that there's only really one thing that has taken people out of my life prematurely, and that was poor diet.
Wow.
And
That's intense.
yeah, and
I mean, because
it
it's
just
so fixable.
Exactly, and I say that to people. And if you see someone that that's in a wheelchair, they can't go on a diet and change their lifestyle. They can't address their affliction through a lifestyle change.
Right.
And indeed, and the lifestyle change that we're talking about is, things like pizza and candy and French fries. These are indulgences that should be seen as any other indulgence, like alcohol or drugs. It's something that you enjoy, that tastes good, that makes you feel good for a moment, but there is a cost associated with
Usually,
it, and
it
there's a
feels
negative
worse
health
after.
effect
Yes.
associated with it. You have to
I
see
agree.
that, and you have to really choose your moments, and so that was quite the blowout on my 50th birthday. Quite literally, it was breathing fire. It was very representative. That my 50th birthday we had fire spinning, fire twirling, and fire breathing. I was the fire breather. I breathe fire. So that was going to be the purge. I've been drinking, especially the beer. Been drinking beer a lot less. Been drinking
good.
alcohol
Okay.
a lot less. I used to
How do
be
you feel?
what I would call a regular, like daily drinker. I feel great, and I'm
Nice.
roller skating every single freaking opportunity that I can. Went
Okay.
4 times over spring break with my daughter. 4 times during the week leading up to Easter, because she had another day off there, and I went on adult night. And the more I skate, the better I feel, and the better I feel, the more I can skate, and it's creating
Nice.
that upward spiral as opposed to the downward
Yes.
spiral. And I
Well,
feel
they say
I
to
have
be
more
active
energy,
is great.
and I feel better, and I'm lighter and lighter on my feet. Not just lighter physically weight wise, but the ratio, the body weight to leg strength ratio has shifted to the point where I'm feeling really spry again, like
Nice.
bounding upstairs and jumping over things, and just it's a wonderful
Reversal of aging right here.
for the time being, because there's no reason I shouldn't have been as out of shape as I was. So really, I'm just getting into the shape that I should have been all along.
All right. But
And-
that could only help. And you're
when
going to go past
being in a
your
lousy
relative's
marriage,
age.
that lowest common denominator thing. Have you've been married?
No.
No. Okay. Well, you've been in committed
I've been in,
relationships
yeah,
where you
several
live
miserable
where you live with someone.
relationships.
I call
I
it the
only lived
lowest
with someone
the lowest
once.
common denominator principle, where you like doing certain things and they like doing certain things, and you want to be together and do things together. So really, what you do is just the things that you have in common,
Which could be not many.
which could be not many. And I had a very active lifestyle before my marriage, and after my marriage, the only thing that my ex liked to leave the bedroom for was young penis. So I wasn't into that, and I like to leave to go do active things like roller skating, and she wasn't into that. So we did what we both enjoyed, which was nothing. Sitting in the back bedroom,
Usually,
smoking dopey, ordering
What
pizza
I
or
would have in
Chinese.
common with guys would be eating. We
Okay.
would always be fine
Listen,
going out to eat
I
somewhere.
love to curl up with a big fat joint and a pizza and soda
Yeah.
pop and watch, and binge watch Sopranos
binge
or
out,
something
right.
like that. That's wonderful, but I'm a variety kind of guy.
Yes.
My ADD, my short attention span, whatever. And there's a beneficial side effect to that, and that's like I get really tired of doing the same thing, so I got to
Exactly.
go back. And although I'm not tired of the roller skating yet, because that's
No, because like, you feel good after that.
well, it's a mind fuck. It's rejuvenating mentally also because I can't see my old face when I'm roller skating
don't
around.
have an old face.
Like if I took these glasses off,
I've seen you without the
Anyway,
glasses.
nevertheless, it's old compared to all the teenagers that are around me. And I was a rink rat when I was a teenager. So after a few moments there, the sight, the sounds, the smells, the smell of the varnish and the food frying and
it's
everything.
memories.
It time trips me back in my head.
Nice.
And so I don't feel like I'm my age when I'm there. I'm skating I'm just as spry as anybody out there, if not more so. So I really feel like a kid again, and like it's very convincing. It's a very convincing mind trip that has a lasting effect, and the effect that it has is. Since I don't feel like I'm a doddering old man, I don't behave like a doddering old man. I continue to bound upstairs and do this, and I'm more active, and I have.
Can only be good though.
It's only good. The kind of zeal that I had, before the that harpy, crushed my spirit. Apparently, it's growing back. Feed it some water, some sunlight.
I have to ask you this because
Please do.
this is what. And after all of my failed relationships, I finally started subscribing to these emails and courses on how to become successful.
I've
far
listened
it
to some
hasn't
tapes.
worked.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I do agree with is when a relationship goes bad, it helps not only to say that person did this to me, but what was my part in this?
Sure.
Like what did I contribute to the downfall so that I could not repeat it?
Sure.
That's pretty much the reason for that.
Sure.
So is there anything that you may have done?
Absolutely. Here's the analogy. I'm at the zoo. I'm at the zoo, and I walk through a doorway that wasn't marked "Danger: Rabid hyenas beyond this point. Enter at your own risk." And so I wandered into this area, and before I knew it, I was surrounded by rabid hyenas, and I tried to slowly walk backwards, but it was too
One of
late.
them grabbed you.
They all grabbed me.
They all did?
Well, she's a pack of hyenas.
Oh, she's a pack. All right, well.
I came to this town, a country bumpkin. It's a cliche. It sounds very cliche, and the people here don't believe me. God, hey, by the way, shout out to the people in Montana who continue to be good. Anyone who ever said you can never go back, never went back to Libby freaking Montana.
Libby.
The love,
Hi. Really?
love was just like I never left it. The loving and the hugging and the honor and
I
the
think maybe I should move there, even though they don't know me.
warmth. And just
That's nice.
love and everything. But see, it's an environment. The analogy is when the Brits brought cats to New Zealand and the Kiwis were very surprised by that. The flightless birds were flightless because they didn't have any predators, land predators in New Zealand. So the Kiwis would walk up to the cat going, "Hey, welcome to New Zealand, mate. Kia ora. What are you all about?" And they go, "We're all about eating whatever is slower than us."
So you're the
Where
Kiwi.
we come from, birds would have flown away right now because we eat birds. Oh, you do you? How's that? I don't really understand how that works. It works like this.
And the Kiwis
Like
gone,
that. There does, and the people in Montana know. There do exist places where predators don't exist because the predators would starve. You can't, and for two reasons. There's no money there. So if you're a gold digger or a con artist, you're going to starve looking for a victim in the first place.
Is the perfect place.
I blame the yachtsmen. The yachtsmen are the reason that all these people come to prey on the yachtsmen and whoever else might be handy. And
Those yachtsmen.
curse you and your yachts. No, that's
I'm
okay.
from the Midwest.
Yeah,
And we have the same kind of trusting
likewise. There's a sense of honor. There's a sense of honor.
Nobody's gonna hurt.
And here,
me.
there's a culture of pride in what you can score, and it doesn't
Yes.
matter how you did
Yes.
it. And I would hear her on her friends, and they would talk about what they just scored and all these, what they
Really?
just conned this guy out of. And I thought, I'm an exception. She really likes me.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is heartbreaking.
Well, whatever. So yeah,
all right. So
saw me
here's
coming a
your
mile away.
responsibility in this. Oh, sorry.
Well, and I don't want to see. I don't want to do what I
Is that
feel.
you
I
get
must
smarter now.
Get smarter and become less trusting.
Not less trusting, but you can distinguish who is trustworthy.
Nah, I'm not good at that. So
Me either.
So here's
Oh no, we shouldn't announce that.
Well, because here's
Although
what I'm
I
doing.
have a big
knowing
S on my
that I'm a
face.
lousy judge of character and I don't know when someone is lying to me.
Yes.
Here's how I
You
have.
stay away from
here's
everyone.
Well, close. I don't trust anything that anyone says ever now. I just
Has-
if I'm in South Florida and I hear a person speaking, my thought is they're lying to me. They're lying. They're trying to get something from me.
Yeah.
Unless they give me a reason to believe that they're
they're
not a
not.
liar. It's like
Right.
it's the other I'm changing the default setting.
Right.
The default setting used
Instead
to
of
be
yes first,
I'm
it's
considering
no
you
first.
honest unless you give me a reason not to. But that's all.
No.
That's what these people think. I just need one chance. I just need this person
my
to
gosh.
swallow one hook. One hook is all I,
I have
need.
so many hook marks in my mouth.
I know it's terrible. It's just shredded.
it's
You're
sore.
shredded there. Horrible.
Sore, not
so now, and and especially if they're Cubans, and I don't care. I don't care. I know this is the land of bullshit, and we're swimming in a sea of bullshit. But my people, the Cubans, another reason I like to stay north of the Broward line, the Dade-Broward line,
Yes.
north of the border, as I call it. Such bullshit artists. I mean, god damn it, how do you people even stand each other? Such bullshit artists, man. Talking a good game, promising a good game. Yeah. And the X is Irish, by the way, so it's not just an exclusive Cuban thing.
No.
But
it's a. Was
man.
she born here? In
Yeah.
South Florida.
South Florida.
So that's
Oh.
another race
Yep.
on its own.
Yep. In Hialeah, actually. So, yeah, that's the mistake that I made.
And I came in here feeling pretty good. Now
Excellent.
I'm really feeling.
Yeah, we're going to make
bummed
you
out.
feel better. You're
Oh,
opening
okay.
up for a Roberta
Oh
Flack.
yeah. Oh no, but I'm nervous.
You should be
You know-
nervous.
Okay,
You
let me
might pass
tell you.
out.
No, I'm going to pass out after,
Okay, good.
and
good.
then you
That's the
can
order of
practice safe rape. Do you know that when I first came to this show, George
Yes.
gave me a strawberry vibrator and a flare torch, or whatever you call it.
Road flare.
A road flare.
Valuable door prizes, ladies and gentlemen.
They are.
What other radio show has such a sense of humor? Yeah.
None that I see.
We're the one to beat. Mm-hmm. You've been on other people's radio shows, I imagine, out there.
Not
in
too
Radio
many.
Land. Not
but
too many,
some.
but some, right? You've been in other
Yeah.
radio studios.
And I want to tell you, going back to something we were talking about, that your words hold a lot of power, value. For me, the thing
What an
about
honor.
relationships not
Yeah.
working, I just, over time, I thought, I'm going to prove George wrong.
Not the
but I
first
could
one,
not.
yeah.
I couldn't. I had to finally go, fine, I concede. You don't give a shit about me. Let's just call it what it is. Bye.
I didn't come to start saying that because somebody told me and I believed them. Somebody told me that also, and I said, no.
Oh,
you
really?
You don't know my relationship.
Yeah.
You don't
Oh,
know
that was
my
firsthand.
person. Yeah, that was your experience. But me and the person that I'm with, that's different. We're going to make this work.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So
No, it's like any little kid.
also
Don't touch
after-
that. It's hot. What? This here? Don't touch that. It's hot. Ah!
yeah, but
Okay,
you know
yeah.
what? Now I'm not even so sure I agree that love exists.
Oh,
No, but
well, it
but
depends
see,
on
now
what
I
you're
have my
defining.
face to show.
How
Okay,
about this?
here.
Scoot that
I'll
way.
how about this?
Roll that way. That's good. As long as you're, there we
Okay.
go. I don't want. Well, let's
I
look.
know.
Let's look and make
he
sure because
told
we
me
don't
to make sure the guests don't.
we
do
don't wanna
this, and I
block-
keep doing it.
block
All
your
right.
punum. We want to hear you. It really
look
depends.
good from
I
the
didn't think we
front.
were going to get into this, but that's good because we're an all over the place kind of show. It really
I'm good
depends
at that.
on what you define as love, and I have a definition of
know
what
anymore.
what I believe that it is.
Okay.
And I know that exists at least where children are concerned. So
All right,
I-
romantic.
I,
then.
let's
talk
go
about romantic. 'Cause I
the
do
romantic
believe you
love.
can love
well,
other people.
there's a theory, and I don't know where I stand on it. That what we are calling romantic love is really just the lust thing. What we call chemistry and everything
Okay, that's
is
lust.
Is lust, but that may be what people see as love. It's like love at first sight, or I really love that person. Because one of the observations that I've come to is you don't, or you can't, or I've never seen an example of it, a real example of someone causing someone to like them more by their actions. In other
No,
words,
that doesn't work.
right. In other words, a person A likes person B. Person B is really nice to person A, and then person A, as a result, likes them more.
Okay.
I don't believe that happens. It seems like a weird thing. I know that people want the person that they love to treat them and behave a certain way, but I don't believe. But that's just it's that order. I'm really attracted to that person, therefore I want them to act a certain way towards me. I think that that's what's going on. All right. I have feelings of lust towards that person. Therefore, I want that person to do this and this and this. And if they don't, I'm going to be unhappy. That's not the same as I'm not attracted to person B. Oh, but they did this and this and this, things I like. Now I like them. Now I'm attracted to them. I don't think that happens. Because I've never seen an example of it. Not in my life or other people's.
They say in certain cultures where they arrange marriages that, they have them meet and decide if they could, at least not be repelled by each other.
Sure, but that's
and then they
not
grow
love.
To love each other, maybe because they learn who they are.
I believe that friendships can grow, and trust can grow, and you can develop feelings of affinity like that for someone. But at least with the females that I've known, not just in my life, but observing other people, and here's maybe not just yourself, but a line, a conversation that I'm very tired of having, and that is friends, because I have more female friends than male friends. So I hear this most often from females complaining about the man. Females complaining about the way that their man treats them. Okay, that's a very common thing, and I know it goes both ways. Both ways.
I know what you're saying.
And they don't know why, because I do this for him and I do this for him, but he doesn't.
That's not,
he doesn't. Yeah.
No, that's the worst thing you could do.
Yeah, and
in fact, I had this one. If I was going to be a life coach, I had this one thought. After you had, oh my gosh, I sound so good on the.
I know. That's why I want to keep you on there.
After you have had sex with someone, and usually it's too soon, no matter what you think, because you don't know them, if you're thinking of having a long-term relationship. I say to the women, because I saw this happen once, and it was painful.
Sex?
I didn't see the sex.
Oh, okay.
But afterwards, like later that day, it was a work situation where we were all on a boat, and we were doing therapy that week. And so they got together and everyone knew it. And then they both came into the kitchen where we were all having dinner, and she made him a sandwich. She fixed him the chips.
Boy.
And so that is my long-term, this has been like 15 years ago, my advice to women: do not make that sandwich.
Oh,
you can't become
over.
his wife right after you sleep with him once. And that's what women want to think. They want to think, now we're a couple, now we act like a couple.
It's the nesting syndrome that goes
It
on.
is,
We had
but
sex, so
stay
we're going to
away
start
from-
building
do
a
not
nest.
do that.
Well, my problem that I had, and this is, and again, to talk about things that you would do differently and changing, here's a lesson that I should have learned in my teenage years, because in retrospect, I saw many, many examples of it. I like a girl. She seems to like me. She, makes implications that she likes me. So I immediately start going into service mode, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Not just favors, but romantic things. And I'm writing a poem, and I'm doing this, and I'm going to buy flowers.
What is it?
And
Too much too soon, or what is
no,
it?
what it is that no, it isn't
it's
that
what you
behavior.
said.
It isn't
No
that behavior that turns me
activity.
off. No, nothing. They either like you or they don't. And here's the flip side of that.
Now, do
I
those
like
actions
this person.
actually make somebody
people
stop
who like
liking
people,
you?
people who like people despite their shitty behavior.
Yeah.
The person, and it goes both ways. The person, and you hear your friend complaining about the person that they're with, and they're so obviously a piece of shit. All they do is shitty things all the time. But I love him.
What do you
but
love?
I love him.
You know what I think it is? It's just like being addicted.
So
It's a
there's the
drug.
lust. There's
When
the
the
lust.
drug
There's
is
the
there,
chemical.
you're happy.
When I love him, so
When
when I
it's
say
not
I
there,
love him,
you're
what that really
miserable.
means is you have lust for them. They turn you on
It's a
so
drug.
much
It's a
that their
drug.
behavior isn't turning you off. So much so
Yes.
that their behavior isn't turning you off, because if you had any self-respect, you wouldn't put up
Yes.
with that more than once.
Well, okay, like taking heroin or crack. Is it good for you? No. Are you stopping it? No. So it's
French fries.
same thing. It's
Much
bad
easier,
for you, but
everywhere.
you cannot quit, because when you're eating the
Yeah.
fries or the person,
They email me
you are-
coupons for French fries.
It's some benefit.
Get thee behind
that
me,
you
Satan.
can't- Exactly. And, you know, oh, they haven't called. It's like being off of the drug. As soon as they call, even though
Yeah.
you know it's not good for you, you feel calm. You feel, oh, he likes me, blah, 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 blah.
So
it changes.
one time, and it all goes back to French fries. One time in my life, I did something that I'm very proud of myself for. Once, a grand total of once. Although
Okay.
up until my
But
50th,
commend yourself for
up until
that.
my 50th, and then I stopped. And by the way, people are wondering why I don't answer their phone calls or texts anymore. It's plural people. Takers, fakers, and flakes. I'm not associating myself with those kinds of
And
people
what
anymore.
was the one-time thing you did?
The one-time thing that I was proud because I'm such a chump. I'm so easily manipulated by attractive women. It's sad. It's pathetic. So I'm at the hockey game, I believe it was at the Panthers, watching
Okay.
the Panthers arena over there, and I'm online and I'm getting a combo chili dog, fries, things. The health meal, chili dog with extra chili on it, and a nice greasy hot dog, and of course
Sounds good.
the French fries, which they put in a cup.
Oh,
this
yeah.
thing, So they got the French fries. They're lining them up there, and I'm up next, and they're lining up the French fries. And they had the shelf full of French fries that had been there from the moment that I was in line. I'm eyeballing the French fries. Okay, so I get up, and there's a woman behind me in line, an attractive blonde woman. And they put up the fresh French fries. Their old French fries are still there, but the guy puts up a cup of fresh French fries. And I reach for them. I see her eyeballing them, and I'm fast. I snatched
so
those.
you can take
I
them.
snatched those. Yeah, he put them up on the shelf, but I they want you to take the old ones first. And it's like, fuck you. It's hot, popping. You can see the grease bubbles still popping on the French fries, and I grabbed
them
them.
even
I grabbed them
healthier.
and I put them on my tray. And the beautiful woman, I don't know what hair color she was. She looks at me and she goes, "Oh, I was going to take those." And I said, and normally, at this point, this is where I would go, "Oh, if I give her my French fries, she's going to think I'm cute. If I give her these French fries, she's going to like me and we're going to have sex." This is what George would, what?
It's not like, oh, since she asked, I feel bad and all that too.
If it had been someone who looked like you, perhaps, or a small boy, or an old man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you leave me out of this discussion, please?
Meaning somebody that I didn't think was trying to use their sex appeal to steal my French fries.
How do you know that's not what I'm doing?
Really? Oh, in that case. In that
All
case,
right.
baby, you can have my French fries.
Okay, so
Because I'm a gentleman. I am a gentleman, but I knew exactly what
that's
was
what
going
that
on
was.
there, and I said,
And she was trying
and
to
I said,
get
and I
them
said,
by
I said,
using
I'm
her.
sorry. I said, I'm sorry.
but
and I said,
I'm more addicted to these than your approval.
yeah. And she goes, and I said, oh, but what I was thinking in my head, and I've used this line since, is that I'm sorry. My wife says I can't be nice to women I'm not having sex with.
You said that?
No,
Oh,
I'm
I
not.
need to
I'm not.
write
I'm
this
not.
down.
My wife says I'm not allowed to be nice to women I'm not sleeping with. Something like that. That's what. Yeah.
That's a
that was the
perfect
line. That was the
line.
line that came to my head.
That is perfect.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
then she would probably laugh.
Maybe, or maybe not. But anyway, she
Then
gave me
she
a
gets
sour look, and it's like, listen, if I give her, because I'm fast processing, this is how much I love French fries. If I give her these hot French fries, I will have cold French fries and a dry dick. But if I keep them, I will have hot French fries and a dry dick. Which
One
so
out of
that,
two
therefore,
is
at least
better
I
than
have
zero.
hot French fries, and I don't think that I waited until I got to the end of the line before I started eating them.
Oh, so you get them, then you
I
get
got
in
'em.
line.
No, I was already in line. It was like a cafeteria kind of thing.
Oh.
At the snack bar.
Oh, okay. Now I
They
get the
put
picture.
food up there. You take it. You pay at the end.
You
know,
take
that
what
kind
you want.
You take what you want. You pay at the end.
It's not your fault
yeah,
that
it's
you
a-
got those.
It
they brought those
absolutely
up
is
there.
my fault that I took those fries. I was fast.
No, it's not your fault that they came to you. It's
Well, I could have
opportunity.
taken the old one, or I could have let. Oh, well, here, take these. I'll take these old ones.
No.
no. Fuck you, bitch. And the nerve of you opening up a mouth because
that's true. I wanted
They
those.
play it all the time. They
Oh,
play that
the
shit all the
looks,
time. The pretty
the looks.
girls play it all the time, and people that I've known in my life up until recently play that all the time because they know that
Oh,
the
you
world
see.
is full of idiots just like me, full of dorks just like me, pushover
We're just-
pussy. Oh yeah, she's gonna like me if I do this thing. I'm gonna go help her move. I'm gonna, and it's like, and I have told people I know. I said, don't you have a boyfriend? When they've asked me for favors, I go, don't you have a boyfriend?
Oh. So now that's your policy.
I said, I think this sounds like your boyfriend's job. Especially if I know they have a boyfriend. It's like, why are you asking me to do me a favor when you have a boyfriend?
Okay.
The guy whose dick you're sucking, it's his job to do this thing that you want to do right now.
Good for you.
If I'm not getting paid or late, I got to question what it's all about.
See? And that was one of the things with this guy who kept saying he didn't have time to talk to me. Then he'd tell me about all the favors he was doing for.
It's not about that. But and it's Freud. And here's somebody that I used to argue with all the time.
Freud?
It's Freud. I used to argue with him all the time. I dated consecutively, like one after another, 2 psych majors. That'll mess with your head.
Wow.
Yeah. Although they would lay these things on me that I argued with all the time. And one of them was about Freud. And I remember talk about words resonating. And so Freud said that we're doing what we want to be doing at any given point in our lives. Because
I agree.
We're doing what makes you happy or what makes you least unhappy. So that's what you want to be doing. If what you're doing right now made you so unhappy, you would have discontinued it.
Exactly. Well, that's what made me come to the conclusion that he didn't care.
He doesn't. He didn't. Right. Because if he did, he could be calling.
All the words in the world.
Right.
He convinced me when we talked, and then as soon as we hung up, I'm like, that was a whole lot of horseshit.
A lot of hooey.
Really.
That's a whole lot of hooey there.
But I want to, since we're bouncing, I want to tell you why your words resonate with me, because I changed my YouTube web series name, because the last time I was here, you said you were online going to go to it, and you had me start to tell you what it is. He goes, I'm not going to bother. Find something that I can spell. And so I'm such a prick. Days, you are, but you know what? He ruined my love life. He got me changing my YouTube series. I have no boyfriend. I have no friends. I got nothing.
That's not true.
So here I am just begging him if I can come in on a Friday, because nobody wants to be with me at all ever again.
That's not true. Oh, no.
That's why I'm a comedian. And that's why I can't stand hecklers. Because I want to be talking. I'm the one who took the time to learn what I need to do to get on this stage. So if you have something to say to me, say it later. Asshole.
You can say asshole on this show.
I know. I forgot that we're not.
There are people like internet trolls. These miserable fucks.
What are they?
Internet trolls are the people that will put really nasty negative comments. If you post a YouTube video or something, or on Facebook, they'll try to get into a two-way dialogue with someone when really they don't even mean what they're saying. They just like to fuck with people. Their goal is to
agitate,
occupy your time. They're time bandits. They want to engage you, because if you're engaged in a back and forth with them, it's like flypaper. That's it. You're stuck doing that.
Wow.
That's a relationship.
Yes.
They
should do that.
They have tricked you and trapped you into doing a relationship. So how do you deal with the hecklers? Because that's a whole art, a side art to the stand-up comic thing, because there are people in this world, they exist, that they believe that's like part of the culture. Like this is all fair.
Well, I'm here to help you. You said this, and I saw something that could be added, and once in a while it's fun. Like if you're at a bar and there's 3 other people in the room, even then it's not. I think I have it way too deep that I don't like people to interrupt me, because I can never get a word in edgewise until today. Thank you. You've changed my life again.
That's what I'm here for.
I'm telling you.
Change your life, baby.
But,
so now what is it now? So you changed the website.
And another comedian said that to me once. They noticed. They go, "Why did you react so strongly to those people who were just sort of saying little things here?" And I finally realized that's why.
Well, there's a side art like I've seen some examples. You can go on YouTube and type in
people love that stuff
heckle
too.
responses. Andy Kaufman, if and I'm sure the video is still available out there somewhere, would stage heckle. He had this friend and / partner in crime,
yes,
who he would plant in the audience to heckle him, and it would get more and more serious, and then he would have a breakdown. That would be part of the act. Is the heckler would get to him?
Different if you planned it. A little.
Well, maybe that could be a thing that you
I'm
can do.
gonna
I mean,
do
it's
that.
not just have a stage child. That'll be me. I'll be your
You
ringer.
want to do it?
Yeah,
Okay.
stage heckler.
Although the security might come and escort
Well, that's
out.
how you know you were successful.
There you go.
So what's the website now?
Okay.
This is great.
Now it's youtube.com/Pam Loves This Man. You can remember
I can
that.
remember that. Pam Loves This Man.
We worked
There.
on that a lot. We're like, what would George say? That was hard.
I'm gonna get you the bracelet. It's
got
got
the
the same
same
initial.
initials.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it. It's like, well, are you a Christian? What would Jesus do?
No, this is George.
I'm a Georgist. I
So
go to the Church of
it's-
the Great Jorgito.
check this
wonderful.
out because these are funny. It's about me and my thug boyfriend Ladarius. And it used to be
There it is.
Ladarius.
Oh,
and you said
does he still,
I'm not
is he
going to
still-
spell that.
Well, oh, because he's got too many extra letters in there.
He did, but
He
It's-
didn't lose any. He still didn't lose any of the extra letters.
it doesn't matter though because you
matters
get
to
to
me.
the website.
Matters to
Well,
me.
we're not going to
When
change it again.
First of all, and I understand that there's a culture of making up names
Yes.
with when it comes to black entertainment, and that's not just fine. That's good, and I'm glad they're making it acceptable for me to change my name all the time.
There you go.
That's good because I'm all for that. But you have to be. There's a lot of thought that goes into that. And personally, when I see a lot of extraneous letters, I get offended.
All right. So
I'm
hold
going
back
to have
on
to
it just because we changed the name
All right,
on your
you're
behalf.
So uppity, but Ladarius is like 2 R's and 2 E's.
I know. I was complaining about that too because it should be Darius.
1 R, 1 E. 1 R, 1 E.
No, even E's. We leave all the E's out
There we go. Ladarius.
with one I, which is how
Of
most
course,
people spell it. But okay, that was my concession to getting the whole name changed for you.
I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Very much.
Anyway,
I will still.
You can still find it.
I can find it. Pam Loves This Man.
Easy.
YouTube, and you got
I
YouTube
have
videos.
another group that I'm in too.
Another group that you what?
I'm in a comedy tour.
A group, a troupe,
Yes.
if you will.
We were hired to
You've
do a show
vagabonded
in
around?
Naples.
Florida.
Florida. Yes, I know. You're right. I forgot.
Yeah. I
The
know.
other one is more fun. But
I don't know.
I went there. I sort of wanted to get out of it, but another woman had already dropped out, so I couldn't be the next one. So I showed up. We did this show. They loved us, and they hired us back at one of their other clubs. And then they hired us again at the Naples Club. And then we thought, hey, why don't we do this as a group?
What a good.
We're
How many
called
people
the-
are in this?
Three women. We're called the Fallen
Oh.
Angels Comedy Tour. Fallen Angels. And
That sounds
apparently,
very compelling.
well,
And where can
it's
are you performing around, like town, locally?
well, so far we're still on the West Coast. So anybody who lives in
Not ready for the East Coast yet.
not yet ready for prime time. Are we taking a break?
No.
Oh, you,
I mean,
you
we
look
can.
breakish. Okay.
I just realized that my phone was somewhere not in front of me, and Kent Wallace might be trying to text me or something, and so now I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable now that I found my phone.
Okay.
No, I have a break loaded, but this is a whole new it's a new format that I invented called whatever the fuck.
Oh,
I want to do on the George Rodriguez show, and also whenever, if not for Kent Wallace, and I hope he appreciates it, I wouldn't be doing my show today. Do you see?
I hope he appreciates.
Do you see the
it.
view
Oh
from
my
the window?
gosh,
People
yes.
wondering why haven't you been doing the show?
Oh, you haven't been doing it?
regularly, George, and I respond by gesturing out the window if I'm near one. I
Okay.
say, "Will you look at that? Will you
There.
look at that?"
Okay. I
I've been
didn't
going to the
realize.
beach.
See,
I've
I
been
just
going to the
wrote
beach,
asking.
and or just it's a wonderful
So
day.
how
to run
often
around
do you
and
do
catch
the
up.
show now?
Twice a month, once a month, or whatever.
Oh.
yeah.
So I lucked out
Yeah, your timing was excellent.
because
and
of
you
what's
saved
his
me
name,
because
Kent Wallace.
Kent Wallace and Jack couldn't be here today, and so we're introducing this whole new concept called co-host du jour.
I think
and,
things happen.
sure.
I don't know somehow.
And
is there
and since I feel like you probably do something once a month or so, right? You know, so I
Yeah,
want to try out.
yeah.
There are other people that I believe qualify to be
sure
to
you
be
would.
co-host du jour. And we can
course.
try that out and have the
All right.
the rotating co-host kind of a thing, and you know, just a little bit more honor and more attention than just being a guest and doing a hit and run.
More money?
Yes, absolutely. You can have twice what I was paying you before.
All right.
Excuse me.
I'll go for
That's why
that.
we have these very insensitive microphones.
Let me. Is that why you're
Pam just-
coughing all of a sudden?
Just doubled her income on the George Rodriguez show
That
here.
means
Soon to be the
more water.
Ivan Bad show, and when we do the Ivan Bad show, you can wear a mask.
Ivan Bad.
Well, actually, that's not going to be the name of the show.
Oh.
I thought this through. I want the show to continue even if I'm not there, even if I'm at the beach, so I can have a guest host.
Oh,
Okay.
see, that's why you're starting
Yeah.
this rotating.
So
guest
the name of the
host.
show is Talking Shit with Ivan Bad. That's the name of the show.
Will you
Because
will
I
you
wanted
talk in from somewhere else.
I wanted the title. No, it'll be here. We'll just put a different banner up. I wanted the title to be very explanatory.
Yes.
Is that the correct word? Because
Yeah.
sometimes when you hear the title of a show, you don't immediately know what it's about. So I wanted to name my show Talking Shit, and I really think that covers it.
That's the non-family friendly one.
Right, that we're going to
Okay.
do on Fuck You Radio.
I guess, because
Talking
if you
shit
say
with
shit
Ivan Bad on,
in the
on
title,
fuckyouradio.com. and then a lot of thought went into the whole fuckyouradio.com. We've got fuckyouradio.com and furadio.com. Outside,
What's the difference?
two different websites that forward to each other.
Oh.
Because within the confines of fuckyouradio.com, that's the name of it. We refer to it as that. But when we're talking about it outside of there,
Oh,
and putting the card,
you
giving
have
the
to
this
be-
FYOU radio.com. And the reason for that is because it is the message that I wanted to send to radio. The name of the station is the message that I wanted to send to the radio,
Perfect.
to traditional, conventional terrestrial radio. Fuck you, you're done, you're over. Nobody listens to you anymore. You're not relevant. Certainly not in this town, man. And talk about going full circle, because my first love of radio were the dueling stations when I first hit America. WQAM, which was playing top 40, but in a more traditional sort of sense, and then
right now still?
no,
Or they were?
and then Y100 at the time, which was a relatively new thing, FM, and they had that more high energy, that morning zoo. WQAM with Rick Shaw talking up the
I've
records
heard
and
of
things
him.
like that. And then Y100 was also top 40, but the newer concept, the kind of top 40 that we got used to with the liners and the sweepers and everything like that. And I enjoyed them both, and I would switch back and forth.
What's a liner and a
Between-
sweeper?
A liner and a sweeper are things that you play in between things. For example,
okay.
For example, here.
SoFloRadio.com. We bring the chicks.
Nice.
That's a liner. That's a sweeper.
I'm a chick.
A liner is something that that goes in between one thing and another thing.
A liner. That makes
Yes.
sense.
Yes, you are.
I
You are the
just
chick.
turned my head like half an inch and it goes out.
These microphones are directional on purpose. When we had the super sensitive microphones, they picked up every spit bubble popping, every tapping of the table, every fart, every scratch. So now we have
That's
these
beatboxing.
stage. So
have any
furadio.com,
food
so
here?
we can put it. I don't. Are you holishing, as they
little
say?
bit.
I maybe Kent Wallace will bring food in. I got here just shortly before you showed up.
I usually bring food, but
I know
because
we can order food for the show. There's all these things around. Maybe we can have Kent Wallace bring food, but he's not listening. I know he's not listening.
well, when he gets here, he can go out,
He can make a
go back out and
make
come
a run
back.
for it. The problem.
I have
with,
an orange.
Oh, you should. If you want, I can take a commercial break and you can peel the orange and munch on the orange while we.
Yes.
Until we can think of something else. Have Kent Wallace bring. See, but here's the problem. It'll be unhealthy food.
Always.
Yeah. Not that
Well-
I learned a new word. Flexitarian.
There you go. No,
Have
listen.
you heard of this? Have you heard that?
It means that you go with what you're feeling on
Yeah,
that
cool. Because
day.
I'm not going to be
No?
a vegetarian, but I have changed the proportions of what I eat considerably.
That's good.
Almost no carbs. Instead of bulking up
Yeah,
on carbs,
I get rid of carbs a
the
lot.
bulk is vegetables, and then
That's great.
just a small amount, like maybe half as much.
You're going to be like
meat.
super physiology.
And
you're gonna
very
be like-
low fat, lean meats, and about half as much
Wow.
total meat as I was.
How did you cut the quantity? Because that's hardest
I-
for me.
I-
Once
I
I,
make
have
up the
something in
difference-
front of me,
I make up the difference
I
with
like to eat
vegetables.
a
Well,
lot.
all of the things that you heard all your life that you've been ignoring and in denial of, like if you prepare your own meals, then you can take control of the proportion of the meal.
I do prepare my meals and I eat vats
Yeah.
of food.
Well, I like asparagus and green beans. I don't like all of the green things.
Right?
I don't like the broccoli Spinach
it
when
with
it's raw.
butter.
I like raw spinach, like a spinach salad.
Oh, that's
So
good.
what I do is I'll make like an enormous spinach salad with some shrimp. You understand? The shrimp is
okay.
in there, like, and instead of croutons, it's sprinkled with some shrimps or the smoked clams. Which I know canned stuff is bad, so like the frozen shrimp and something. But like a can of smoked oysters,
okay.
like that for the protein in there. And it's got a
okay.
lot of flavor in there. And there's just like lots, like copious amounts of vegetables. Like I'll
Yes.
get one of those. I'll get a can of beef soup, and of course I'm still, cooking and eating like a bachelor. So I'll get a can of the beef soup or something like that, and instead of eating 2 of those cans of soup in one sitting, I'll eat half a can of soup in a giant vat of green beans, because then the green beans taste like the
Nice.
soup. And so just gorge yourself on green beans
That's
that
true.
taste like soup.
That'll fill you
that
up.
tastes like the soup, and that'll fill you up, because you can eat as much asparagus, as much spinach,
Yes.
as much green beans as you
Yes.
want. It's like the more the better, actually, which is a totally different concept than what I was used to. Like, if I'm
Right.
going to eat this food, I can't eat, like, I'm eating a slice of pizza. They ate 3 already. Should I have pizza number 4? And the reason that you're thinking about not having the number 4 is because you know it's bad for you.
And
You
you'll
know
feel
that 3 was bad
horrible.
and 4 is much worse, and you're going to
Yes.
get heartburn, and you're going to clog up your guts, and
Yes.
and it's cheese. Look at this cheese; it's like glue. And
I
the
know.
dough and
Every
everything.
day I have that conversation.
Sure. So with
Oh,
green
oh,
beans,
I'd love to
so you
have
make
some
yourself a
pizza,
vat of
but I'm not gonna
beef-flavored
feel
green
good.
beans, and you don't have to ask yourself, "Should I have more of these?"
Yes.
Yeah, if you want to, go
Why
ahead,
not?
eat them. And
It's
so
true. They taste good, and they're
and
good for you.
after about a couple of days, you immediately, like everyone always said, feel so much better.
Yes.
And all of these other things, and little by little, the beer, the
Right.
whiskeys, the cocktail at night. Just got all this alcohol at my house. So why not make a cocktail? Why not drink some whiskey? It's there. I just like little
Do you
by
add
little wean
stuff
myself
in
off
to
of
make it taste better?
What?
Whatever alcohol. you
Well, it
add.
depends. Like if it's vodka, I will always mix.
Oh, okay.
Like vodka cranberry. I feel like this is good for my urethra. So I'm drinking lots of vodka cranberry. Because it's
Probably
good
just
for my
as good without the
for my
vodka.
kidneys, but whiskey I like neat.
Neat means
Straight,
by
like
itself.
nothing in a
Oh.
glass, warmed between the thighs of a fat woman.
Oh,
Yeah. Or it
Interesting.
doesn't have to be terribly fat, but
whatever gets
And
it warm.
yeah, whiskey at room temperature. Neat. No ice, no water. And because you put water and open it up, it's already got water in it.
Oh,
my mouth
see,
is my mouth is watering while I'm thinking about it. So it's trust me.
Oh, it's too okay. Because once I ordered a cranberry juice with no ice, and they brought it in a martini glass
Okay.
to make it look like it had alcohol in it, and they go, "Here's your cranberry juice, neat."
Yes.
And I'm like, "What does neat mean?" Now I know.
Yes.
Well,
You can also say straight up.
straight up means the
Up,
same.
up for short. So
Oh, okay.
if you are at the bar and you was just like I would like a glass of Maker's Mark, please, and they say ice, water, you say no, up. You can just say up, and the bartender knows what that means. Or neat, please. And
You can't say plain.
Most
You
people
can't say-
don't. You can, but you don't. But see, here's the thing, and sometimes it takes some explaining because most people do want a couple of ice cubes or a cube or a little bit of water or whiskey and water. That is more common than straight. Than
Oh, it
drinking.
is?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
straight is rare, and I have found that it is rare because people ask me. I have to confirm that. I would
Okay.
say I would like a glass of Jim Beam neat, please. And they go, neat? Really? Neat? You want it neat, right? Neat? Yes, neat. Nothing. No water, no ice, nothing.
That
really?
takes
Nothing?
A
Nothing? They go,
really lot of effort to order.
well, because most people don't, and to each his own. We do
Right.
beverage, by the glass. We do beverage culture. I learned a lot about it. I've gone to a couple of whiskey tastings. One of them was a Scotch tasting. It was really, really wonderful. And all of it is same principle applies to cigars and wine. It's all about enjoying yourself and what you like. And
Yes.
when you're younger,
That's the main.
when you're younger, you're allowed to order things different ways because you're experimenting. And when you're older, you're allowed to order things different ways because you know what you like by now. So I like to taste the whiskey. That's it.
There you
It's
go.
not the only thing that I will drink straight. I'll drink tequila straight. A lot of people do.
I tried that a few weeks ago.
Like a shot with the lemon and the salt and everything. I'll just sip on it. If you get a really good tequila, I will sip on it as if it were a whiskey. And we have gin here that
Well, I
that we
read
drank
that
straight.
drinking is good for you.
It can be in moderation. Keeps your arteries nice and clean.
Well, I also read that eating. In fact, once I saw this advertisement for a pamphlet that will tell you how to avoid clogged arteries. So I sent away.
Wow. Okay.
And the only thing they said, they could have just written it right there, one sentence. Avoid animal products. That's all they said. That was it. I'm like,
well,
why did I have to send away for this?
No, you didn't.
Information.
And there's in that vein, and I was going to talk about it. Look, I even wrote it down.
Oh.
Forks over knives. I'd heard about that before, but I discounted it. It's just like, you said that, and thank you. I'm quelling from the compliment that my words resonate and have weight.
Of course, they do.
I have people in my life, and this person happens to be my brother-in-law. I speak of him often, my sister's husband, and they live in Oregon now, but these are the people that I lived in Montana with. And he was nice to me already when they were courting down here. When he was courting my sister.
That's nice.
Excuse me. There we go. Like chewing gum. So he was nice to me. He taught me all the useful things, like how to drive a car, swim, sharpen a knife, shoot a gun, and then row a canoe. This is all while we were down here. And
Is he older than you?
His sister's, well, my sister's 10 years older, and he's a little bit older than that. So she was kind of my surrogate mother, and he didn't have to like me or be nice to me at all. His girlfriend's younger brother, what a pain in the ass this little whelp is. He didn't have to humor me, be nice to me at all, yet he chose to. And when they moved to Montana, I went for a visit, and they invited me to stay and live with them. And a year later, I was allowed to.
He's a nice guy.
He's a very nice guy. So once he got me up there into Montana, then part 2 of the education, of the manly education, continued, where he taught me how to cut down trees with axe and chainsaw, how to section it up, how to chop the wood up, shovel snow, change the snow tires, change the chains on cars, how to find my way out of the woods if I got lost, how to build fires
Not
with
too many
sticks
people learn that, ever.
Pack a backpack and all the mountainy stuff. And I was a lousy hunter, and he loved me, but he was not. He was an excellent hunter, and every year, like a lot of the people that lived there, he would catch his limit of everything. He would, and you get one deer a year, like you get deer tags, deer licenses, and one person each gets one. And if it was getting later, hunting season was about to end, and you hadn't gotten your deer yet, you went hunting with Terry, and Terry would shoot your deer for you. And if it got even later, everybody would just show up. Everybody would show up at his house. He wasn't the only one. There were lots of people out there that were just like ringers, that were just naturals. If it got too late in the season and you still hadn't gotten your deer, you just give Terry your tag, and he'd just go up there. It's like, all right, got your deer. And so like harvesting deer for people. And then once you get the animal, like the deer, the elk, or the bear, we shot a bear. He shot a bear that I saw once when we were out hunting together. And by hunting, I mean driving down an old logging road looking for animals. I was doing the driving, but I spotted the bear. So he would get like one of anything moose, like cow moose is so delicious. Cow elk, so delicious, so wonderful. And every time you get one of these animals, you have to kind of field dress it. You got to section it up out there in the field, and then everybody takes.
Did you save the bear skin?
Yeah, we sold the bear skin. Actually, he sold the bear skin to a tanner. Yeah, excellent. We made bear sausage out of it, half bear, half pork sausage, mixed it up. So no, well, when you're an adolescent boy, it's kind of fun. You turn your kitchen into a butcher shop. When you come back with the sectioned up animal, then you have to set everything up in the kitchen, and everybody takes part in doing something. It becomes kind of an assembly line kind of a thing. The younger adolescent boys, you get to work the meat grinder, the hand crank grinder. And the older men, like Terry's father, the older men, they carve the steaks and everything, and so there's a lot of wrapping up and processing, and everybody takes their cut, and the rest goes into your big chest freezer. So this was meat, fish, and everything like that. And I went up there to last summer to visit them, and he tells me that he's a vegetarian, and you could have knocked me over with a feather.
Had he finished all the meat he had? Did he get? Had he already eaten everything?
Yeah, I just, wow. And
That's
I
crazy.
sat there with a stunned look
Oh
on
my
my
gosh.
face. And it was just like the longest time before I could even say anything because I didn't even know how to react to that. Because I came back to Montana. Like I was hoping to eat a lot of venison when I came up here. And I was like, don't worry, I'm not
I'm sure
all
I
the
couldn't
time. And so
forget-
we had venison
Oh, you
burgers and
still
he
had-
made us some venison burgers. And I had so many different animals up there. I had cougar. For the first time, yeah.
That's
you can shoot 'em.
funny.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that
and what else? What else did I have up there? We had cougar meat gravy. It was wonderful. Thank you, Julie, at Julie's house, and elk Salisbury steak.
Wow.
While we were there, so he said, "Yeah, I'm getting older and I'm trying to stay healthy, and you should watch a movie I saw that really changed my mind about a lot of things called Forks Over Knives."
Oh, that's the name of the movie.
That's the name of the movie, Forks Over Knives. And 50% of it is like stuff you already knew, like the pamphlet that you ordered.
Yeah.
The stuff you already knew, because that's where it comes from. The gunk that clogs our arteries only comes from one source. And it's animal fat, animal product. Everything else we eat really cleans us out.
Yeah.
That's not. And sugar is also, it's a poison. It's a horrible thing. So I watched this movie and I'm like, yeah, okay, I know. And it's all very science. Like, that's a documentary. It's not a bunch of vegan, crunchy, hippie, PETA
Right.
people. Hey, the animals have spirits,
It's just for your health.
It's not that, right. It just shows you the different diets in different parts of the world, the historic diet when people have gone from their traditional diet to a modern American
Right.
diet, and the change and the graphs and the charts and the doctors and interviews with doctors and chemists and biologists, and just like point by point by point by point, the more animal product you leave out of your diet, the longer you'll live. Bam. It's as simple as that. And there's really no denying it. So
I know I
So you
feel
don't-
better when
yeah.
I don't. I used to be very strict. In fact, I was on a raw diet for a while, meaning raw fruits, raw vegetables,
okay,
almonds, nuts.
I have a made-up diet I want to share with you. Go ahead, finish your
okay.
raw diet story.
Well, I never felt better, but then actually recently I went to a doctor and I get the feeling that the Flexitarian idea is best because sometimes you need to have something more solid in your diet. Just it doesn't have to be every day, but
Sure.
you have to, in
Well-
fact, the person that was telling me about the healthiest way to go was saying if you can be really in tune with your gut, I guess you could say,
sure.
and then just say, okay, what do I feel like today? Usually it's not going to be a whole cake or a pizza. Usually it'll be some protein, vegetables, whatever. But once in a while, you'll feel like something, and it's not going to kill you if you have something that's not on this strict.
Sure. Well,
thing.
your body, you have kidneys and a liver, and your body is able to deal with X
Right.
amount of
to
bad
filter.
stuff
Sure.
per day, per hour, and when that's the norm, you're definitely overtasking your kidneys, and your bloodstream does clean itself out. And they showed that. They showed, oh man, you want to suck me and get some computer generated graphics,
Ooh.
animation. Yeah.
Blood being clean. I want to see that.
Sure, your arteries will clean out if you just cut the crap. Even if you just cut down, your arteries will clean out. And I've never, because I've, especially, I would say I started going back to the rink in 2007. That's when I had this just, and I tell the story all the time. I ran up a flight of stairs and I thought I was going to die.
Oh.
And that was always my advantage. I was small in stature, but healthy. I was, I rode my bike everywhere, track, cross country. When I lived in Montana, roller rink. I was doing manly stuff all the time, chopping wood, shoveling snow. I was always very active. So I was able to eat a lot and I always burned it off. But also because I was very active, I was able to, I had, my wind and my endurance, my ability to do things, run for a long period. I did long distance running without losing my breath. Anyway, I ran up a flight of stairs and I thought I was going to die. I let that blew me out just right then and there. I thought,
One
and
flight?
It hurt. One flight. And
That's not good.
who is this fat ass? Who is this guy? Because I never had that experience in my life from something so simple,
Right.
so easy. And here I am out of breath and I'm like a little bit dizzy and I'm lightheaded from it, and it took me a long time to catch my breath. And I thought, this is not good.
No, that
this is not
doesn't
good.
feel good.
And so I joined the gym 3 times and went twice. True.
What do you mean you joined it 3 times?
Well, I had this weird thing in my head where I felt like joining a gym was kind of like exercise.
Oh, okay. So you
know,
got
joining the gym is
3
almost like
consecutive memberships.
going there. I would join the gym and then never go, and the membership would lapse. I would join the gym, go once, and the membership would lapse. Like
Yes.
the last time I joined the gym, I never even went once. Like, okay, obviously,
Time to stop
and I knew
joining the
you
gym.
self-analyze. You know, you self-analyze when
Right.
you go through something like that. And it's like, why do I feel compelled to
Lie.
lie to myself? And what I realize is that I just don't like the gym scene.
Right.
I feel like exercise is a personal thing. Like
Yeah.
masturbating, I really don't want to be around other people.
Yeah,
Then
that's
you
a
know, I
good
don't want to touch the
comparison.
sweaty equipment. I don't
No.
like the smell of it. I feel like you know, I'm not going to be adequate. Somebody's watching me, and if I don't
I
lift
know,
enough
just
weights, if
saying
I don't
that,
lift
people
enough
watching.
weights, you know, they're going to think, well, what a weak little guy. Well, look at the spaghetti arms over there. And then then touching the sweaty equipment, and just you know, if I had to boil it down to one thing, the smell.
Really?
I'm sorry. It just the gym smells not good. It's
That's
a nasty.
true.
It's a
I don't
funky
like
smell to me.
I don't like the group
You've
kind
got-
of competitive.
Yeah.
It's competitive, even though it's not really.
Yeah.
You know. I mean,
So-
I go in there. Actually, I had a trainer when I
Okay.
was there once, and I felt good because I was sitting there on the machine, and I saw the trainer take someone new through the gym, and he goes, "I work with so and so. I work with so and so," and he walked by me, and he goes, "Hi, Pam."
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm like, motherfucker.
Real life humor.
I work with you too.
Yeah. Don't want to brag about that one, do we? So
I think I was sitting there with a dress on or something.
around the same time, and I don't know how it came up because I'd gone 20 years without going to the roller rink, and indeed my skates, I forgot my skates in the trunk of my car, the same skates that I had when I was 14. Since I was 14, they just kind of
They still fit?
They did. I could think the leather just kind of stretched along with me. Either that or it kept my feet small. I don't know. Kind of like foot binding.
Right.
Anyway. So my daughter was about 5 at that time. My younger daughter was about 5 at that time, and starting to hang out with my my friend's daughter. You know, her mentor, who I called Danger Girl. She has a lot of different nicknames, but I've been calling her Danger Girl on the air because unlike my 2 daughters, Danger Girl will do danger things with me, like climb trees and jump and do stunts at the roller rink, etc. So I was kind of like the activity director when it came to kiddie activities. Always, even when I was married in the same place. If there was a kiddie activity to be done, that was my job, which would free up the ex for doing what she enjoyed.
Which is good.
Sitting in the
sex
back room
with
and
guys.
smoking or having sex with young guys that weren't me. So the roller rink, it was under my nose the whole time. And we go back to the roller rink, and I'm like, the roller rink, eh? Of course, I didn't. My skates were gone, and I used the rental skates, and that was the only thing that I didn't like about it. But it was very nostalgic. The smell, the smell of the varnished floor and the snack bar, and seeing people, seeing people out there that knew how to skate. Come on in. It's okay. Come on, Cindy. Come on in and join us. We can take a commercial
Cindy.
break. I'll finish a story, and then we'll do the formal Cindy, Pam, Cindy. Grab it right up. Did I get your name right? Did I remember? Of course, I've been saying it all day. I even have it up in front of me. Great. It's funny. Your timing is perfect because I was just going to go into this whole big roller skating thing, like it's like a religion now, because I'm explaining it to Pam. So I was explaining to her that I joined the gym when I felt like I was being out of shape. I, like a lot of people do, I joined the gym. But I joined the gym 3 times and went twice. It was like I just couldn't talk myself into going. And my laziness kicked in. Like I couldn't, if it's like, all right, time to go to the gym. Oh, wait, let me do this first. Oh, and I got some dishes over here. Let me do that first. And let me pay some bills. And then I'll go, oh, now it's too late. Time to eat pizza.
Yeah,
So
the
it was
gym
like,
doesn't work for me either.
yeah, pull it closer. The microphone. Excellent.
The
Thank you.
gym doesn't work for me
No?
either.
Well,
I like to
There,
go
it's
on long
unanimous.
walks.
Oh, that's
Walking
nice.
is good.
Walking.
I'm gonna get you into the
Running,
skating, and
yes.
also some friends and I we're working on trying to figure out where we can dance on Friday nights. This is a work in progress. We are going to find a place, even if we're going to make the place where they're going to play some just
Do
dance
they
music.
not have
I wanna
many
be part of
places to
Don't have to
dance?
wait. Don't have to wait till 3 a.m. because sometimes you'll go to
they
the
do it
clubs.
after
You go to
or-
clubs and it's like nobody's on the floor, and you look like a tool if nobody's on the floor, and it costs a lot of money to be there. And then finally at 2, 3 in the morning, some people will get out on the floor, and then it's time to go home. So,
But then you're tired, no?
but then you're tired. Well, no, I'm not going to get tired.
3 in the morning. You don't.
Well, I'm gonna. If I know that I'm going to one of those kinds of things, I'm going to take me a nap.
I take
Yeah.
naps.
Wake up
That's
at 9.
What I do a lot.
A beauty nap, yeah.
Yes, absolutely, to keep my looks. So my 5-year-old daughter, her 9-year-old friend, and her mother, and my responsibility to come up with different varied activities. And here in Florida, it's not always an outdoor day. Sometimes it's raining. Sometimes it's too hot. And I don't even think that it was me that suggested it. Roller rink. Hey, roller rink. Oh yeah, I used to go to the roller rink. So we went back to the roller rink.
Nice.
I rented skates. That was the only thing that was horrible about it. But I really missed the smell, the varnished floor, the snack bar, and there were people out there. This is what got me. This is what really lit the fire under my ass. There are people out there that my age at the time, and this is the beginning of 2007, that still had their cool moves, and it was so obvious that they didn't stop. Like I
they
stopped.
kept going.
They didn't stop in their mid-20s like I did. They just kept going, and I felt really just ashamed of myself. Because I remember that I used to be good, and I get out there on the rental skates, and all I did was a bunch of stumbling and falling.
So I'm sure these people
falling.
are like excellent
They were
at it right
amazing,
now.
and I just felt really embarrassed at myself that I had allowed this skill to atrophy because I would just looked stupid out
Well,
there.
have you got back to your place?
Well, almost. Well, here's what I don't think I'll ever do again, and it's just really an age and physics thing. My friends and I used to do a lot of airborne things, especially as the smallest of my friends. I was the one that got thrown in the air or swung around. We did a lot of different things that involved. Let's see how up in the air we can get George going. And we would also jump over each other and things like that. So and jumping up and doing the turns, the 360s in the air, and then landing. Because in those days when I landed wrong and fell, it didn't hurt so much.
Oh, now it could
No.
be deadly.
These days I feel like I'm made out of glass, and when
so
I
different
land,
now.
it's ow, it hurts.
And that lasts for a while.
So I don't do any of the airborne things anymore. But barring that, I'm every bit as graceful as I was
Okay.
back then, and I
You
can
still
go
have some tricks you
as
can do?
fast. If you want to call them tricks,
Well,
So,
I don't know what to call them.
I
Go
can do
backwards and all of that.
rolling. I can go backwards, forwards, and sideways. Sideways with your feet in alternate directions.
Oh, my
like
goodness.
that.
Well,
and
you're-
I can
you're
do
a pro.
at top speed, and I can do rolling splits, but not fast. Used to be able to do that much faster. Like I'd just be sideways and then like drop on my heels and go around. My hey Heather in Montana
could
taught
never
amazing.
do that.
taught me
could
how
you?
to do that.
No, me neither.
But my favorite thing, if you want to call it a trick, the thing that I feel that I do best, that I don't know anyone who does it as well as I do, is called stopping.
I cannot do that
Stopping.
either. I have to grab onto something.
Well, I'm the best. I'm the best
You mean just
stopper that I
stopping
know
mid-
of. I can go from full speed to a complete stop in about 3-4 feet of length. With my toe stops, they're called toe stops for a reason. So anyway, that was really life changing. I went to a skate shop that doesn't exist anymore, and I hobbled together some skates. Leather boots, really cheap undercarriage, if you will, and some decent wheels. And I have those skates to this day. I've
so
only
you
ever
had them made for
changed,
you.
changed the
Nice.
bearings. It was like $100, and
not
I'll
bad.
have them for the rest of my life. And so little by little, I started getting my skate legs back. Combined with the healthy diet that I'm enjoying these days, I'm healthier than ever. And so now, and Cindy said that she would go. So we're trying to get other people. Since we last spoke, other people have said that they would go on adult night, which is the fun night
Yes.
to go. That's when all the good skaters go, and it's safe. It's actually safer because the little kids will kill you. There's Kent Wallace.
Kent Wallace, you didn't
Let's-
hear the cry for food.
No, but let's
just got here, too.
let's take a break and let Pam go get her orange, and we'll see if somebody wants to bring food to us here on SoFloRadio.com.
By the Glass.
By the Glass is a show about beverage culture.
Brad Hubbard.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the dots on how everything works together. It's really all about how we enjoy things, how we enjoy life, and how beverages play a big part in that. I'm going to bring in people that are going to display their aspect of the culture. I'm going to bring in people that are going to show you different products. We're going to look at places where people go to consume these beverages and how they all interact. Things are built around the actual beverage itself.
By the Glass. Thursdays from 6 to 7. Only on SoFloRadio.com.
Hi, Sandra.
Hi.
Hi.
I heard you had a new karaoke gig.
I do have a new karaoke gig. It's at a wonderful location, Sea Breeze Bar and Grill in Davie.
What kind of place is that?
It's a family-friendly restaurant, and they have 18 flat-screen TVs that pass through indoor-outdoor bar area in a beautiful covered patio.
Besides your Tuesday karaoke show, what kind of events do they have there?
Wednesday is open mic and wine night.
Is that when I can go and wine?
No, it's when you can go and buy wine for 50% off. That's not just glasses, that's bottles as well. Thursdays is trivia night, 7 to 9.
What about happy hour specials?
Happy hour is Monday through Friday, 4 to 7.
I'm assuming they have really delicious foods and maybe some food specials?
They do have food specials. Actually, 11 specials for lunch that are $6.95, and that's 11 to 3. Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., they have breakfast.
I'm assuming they have a website where you can go and find out more information and hours and their calendar?
Absolutely. They have a website that includes their specials, their calendar, upcoming entertainment, everything.
You're going to tell them the website, or do you want me to?
You tell the website.
I was looking it up. It's seabreezebarandgrill.com. And what I discovered, and you're leaving out the most important part, is all the beers. You know, they have 46 beers there, I noticed, from their website.
Yes.
Including 20 on draft and a lot of craft beers that are really exciting and trendy. They have Inland Monk in the trunk and Dirty Bastard in the bottle.
They do.
Among others. They have several Sweetwater. They have Funky Buddha beers. They have a lot of beers there. So for those craft beer lovers out there.
They're a full liquor bar, so whether you drink beer, wine, or liquor, they've got you covered.
They're at 4995 Southwest 148th Avenue in Davie. I'll be seeing you on Tuesday for your karaoke show. What time does that start again?
Karaoke is 6:30 to 9:30 every Tuesday.
At the Sea Breeze Bar and Grill, 4995 Southwest 148th Avenue in Davie.
Yoga Gangsters, a Miami-based nonprofit organization, provides free yoga programming to youth and young adults who are either at risk or in crisis. The Yoga Gangsters' mission is to use yoga as a tool to teach youth self-awareness, self-respect, and self-control. If you're interested in establishing a program or wish to make a contribution, contact Marisol at 305yoga.com or explore their website, yogagangsters.org.
At SoFloRadio.com, we do big things.
Moist. Towelette. Moist. Towelette. Moist. Towelette. Moist. Towelette. Does it make me gay? If I'm clean and neat, there's olive oil all over the place. He rubs it on his feet. Moist. Towelette. Moist. Towelette. I keep one in my wallet, in the pouch where my rubber is stored. The rubber's been there since I got it, at the Gag Shop Comedy Store. Moist. Towelette. Moist. Towelette. I use them on a toilet seat until it glows, and as a filter for my nose, 'cause people stink, you know. I use it on the desk, on the monitor glass, and it doesn't miss a lick when I wipe it on my ass. Moist. Towelette. Moist. Towelette. Moist. Towelette. Can I go home now?
Not yet. Kent Wallace is here. No, I haven't. I'm hoping that you'll share that. And the reason that it's your job to order food and water, Kent Wallace, is because I'm trapped back here. I'm trapped back here with the hosting and the controlling of the equipment.
This is an organization. There's supposed to be a refrigerator supposed to have
It's a disorganization. I stock that refrigerator frequently with water, beer.
That's the
there's
problem.
vodka and gin in there.
Does it.
And then you know what happens is these people that come in here in the evening. I don't want to mention Jack and the people that he brings in. All these guys come in and it's like, hey,
are with the car show right there.
Oh, look at that.
You got it. It's
beautiful.
It's a crazy issue. I'm telling you right now, George. This is one of the best issues we've had.
Kent Wallace got such huge pipes over here.
I got
look at
pipes,
that,
baby.
What is? Are you trying to make me hungry? Is that what you had?
Yeah, no. There's lots of food in this issue. Runa's got the big ad in the middle. There's all kinds of restaurant stuff. Everyone's being very visual.
I'm gonna go spend money there one of these days.
At Runa's, have you not been there yet?
At Runa's, not to eat. I mean, I've been there for the art shows
that
they have.
This one. Oh.
You know better than to be so far away from that microphone, Kent Wallace.
We're not live, are we?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, crikey!
Did you think that I'm not?
Oh, I didn't know we were live. I thought we were waiting for the water girl.
We were waiting.
Oh my God, we're live.
Music, I know. Good Lord! Now all of a sudden you're over modulating, which I love. Kent Wallace is here. We already said our preliminaries with Cindy Podgorski, and I can say her name correctly.
Yes.
Already put another little installment in the you got to go roller skating, not just so you can see me show off. It's not just about that. But it is
part of it.
But it is also about that.
Might be the main part.
Because I'm
Have
working.
You seen him?
On a theory.
There he is, Daniel
Pontet.
Painter of flesh.
Now we know
You're
how
gonna
to say.
keep scooting over more. Everybody, Cindy, just bring it on over here, and
You and Daniel are sharing a microphone.
Can I eat
Daniel,
my
get
orange?
over
you can eat your orange, Pam. Please, Daniel, grab that chair
We're live on
and
the
pony up to the
camera
to the
Now,
table
when you
here,
speak, you need
as
to
close as possible. And when you talk, grab that microphone. If you don't, I'm gonna yell at you. I could, yeah. Talk right into that. Don't. Yeah. Hey, how you doing, Daniel?
Hey, I'm pretty good. Thank you for inviting me.
Pleased to
your
meet you.
program.
My name is George. This is my co-host du jour, Pam. Pam Bruno.
Pleasure. Thank
this
you.
Is
Hello.
Pam Bruno over here.
I
She's
just have a
stand-up
mouthful
comedian.
right now.
It's okay. I told her that she could eat that orange, and Kent Wallace, and then is it pronounced Ev or
Ev?
Av?
Yes.
I was saying Av. I was saying
Ev.
Avgav, but it's Ev.
Ev.
How do you say your last name then?
Ev Gav.
Ev Gav. I was nowhere close. I was saying Avgav.
Yeah.
Is that Israeli?
No, not really.
Oh.
Not really. Is really? No. not really.
What the hell is it?
What is it? Yeah, let's get into you right away.
It's a very
Not
unique
just
name.
what
part
is it,
French.
but what the hell is it?
Oh, okay.
Like in French, it's spelled EVE.
Okay.
Oh.
In English, for some reason,
Je
it's
parlais
just
français?
EVE. Oui.
Ça va?
Ça va très bien, et toi?
Ah, ça va bien. Merci. Hey, all right, and that's it. That's all the French I know. Oh no, I know a little bit more. Les Français sont cochons.
Omelette de fromage.
All right, and next on the show.
Always bring a cultured crew with
Thank
me.
you very much. You should hear if a Japanese person comes into the room, I can say, "Hello, my name is Toilet Mouth." It gets laughs most of the time. And then, of course, we have Daniel. Daniel, how do you say it? Pontet? Because Kent's already been...
You pronounce so good. You did it. You did it.
Daniel
Pontet.
Pontet?
Pontet, yeah.
And where are you
Pontet.
from? Since we're in South...
I was born in Uruguay, but my relative came from the north of Italy.
Okay.
That is why they have a French last name.
Only people from Uruguay pronounce it correctly, right? Go ahead, Kent. How do you say it?
Ergy.
No, here in America we say Uruguay. Uruguay.
I say
Uruguay.
Yeah.
I say we roll down Ergy.
Uruguay.
Ergy.
And these
Kent,
are
where are you from?
Who's asking?
Kent.
My name is Pam. I'm asking. I don't know.
I came from right up the street.
Kent's all
I
over the
live
place.
on Tyler
Most recently
Taylor Street over there.
from Las Vegas. Kent is he's a
Came here
Renaissance
from
man.
Vegas.
Kent is a multifaceted individual,
am.
a Renaissance man, a man for
Which
the
is
ages.
why we're putting on the most remarkable show that will hit Hollywood in the history of frickin' Hollywood on May 30th over at Runas in the Hemingway's lounge portion of Runas with Daniel Pontet painting for the first time, famous for his feet. But now a human canvas joins the ranks of the Canvas and Larry Joe Miller, your favorite musician, performing with these other abstract musicians in Cindy's debut show and Lorena
Wow.
Buswaldo. Oh my goodness, it is gonna be something.
Sounds exciting.
Kent was
What's
made for
the
this.
address? Of
I'm glad.
This place?
I'm glad that you guys are talking because that'll give me a chance to install the thumb drive over here.
Get the thumb drive.
Runas.
It's going to be at Runas Restaurant, next to Runas Restaurant.
Where is that?
219 North 21st Avenue.
Okay, so
That's
close
the
to
highway up
downtown. All right.
Oh, yeah,
good.
it's right up the block from downtown.
Nice.
Right by G's, by the
The
office.
30th.
Daniel knows
I
about
might
the
go
office
there. I
now.
don't think I'm doing anything then.
Sure, I know it. I love it.
Daniel knows
Thank
the
you.
office.
Thank you.
There
Thank
were
you.
bartenders were volunteering to be painted.
I want to get a job there.
As a
May 30th
bartender.
at
No,
Runas.
secretary of him. No, bartender. One with him.
That's great. Kent, I really appreciate you doing the interview because Cindy brought me some media. And since I'm self-producing today, I know that's why you can't see me below the. He was way too busy to be involved here, so I scrambled and I've got a new concept going on. The co-host du jour.
Oh,
and today it's
French.
Pam Bruno, who's been. I just realized that Pam has been on our show many times, and she's a hysterical lady. And you guys got
I'm
here.
just hysterical. It means that I
in
cry
time.
withoing warning.
Right.
Oh,
Pam,
I'm kidding.
I thought
No.
You saved the show because I was just about to ask Pam why she only likes black men, and then you guys walked in. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
See, now you
That
like
is-
white. Now you like
Oh,
white
that's-
guys too, huh? You
No,
saw me,
no,
she
she
fell off her
doesn't.
seat over
She
there.
doesn't.
I
She's
just-
really
my
glad.
goodness.
What are you talking about?
I don't.
He just
Hey,
made,
I'll follow
he made that
You've
up.
got a thing going on. Your partner at the website over here. I
He's
love.
not my boyfriend.
The website's called "I Love This Man."
Cool.
Well, have you ever heard of fiction?
Oh no. I think fiction is always based on something, right? At least it
is.
starts with
Well-
a something in reality, and then
I know. I was thinking of the guy that I was in love with in California when I talked to this guy in the web series. But that doesn't mean that the guy in the series is the one I'm in love with. It's an acting
black guy
thing.
with way too many R's in his name. His name is Diarrheus.
It is.
Look, how do you just say that?
Ladarius.
Ladarius.
But that
That's
doesn't mean that.
bad name. but he's a really nice guy. And
He's a great guy.
He's a
Yeah,
great-
but can
you've
he
had
paint
him-
with his feet?
No,
Of course, he could probably
he
paint with his
can't.
dick.
Oh my God!
But this guy here,
Oh,
he
sure,
paints
he
with his feet.
probably
He's become
can.
famous.
Trying to keep it
world famous.
family friendly today.
This
Boy,
is
that
family
We are?
friendly.
paint sure is cold. Well,
Dick
it was.
and Jane, when we were
I
kids,
was-
the first word we learned was
Ah,
dick.
geez,
When
I-
we were in first grade. Remember Dick
See
and
Dick
Jane?
run. Listen.
Exactly. So what the hell? We learned dick when
We
we were
were-
little freaking tots.
We were discussing earlier in the show, but that's because the guests won't be here. I was going to absolutely shift into gentleman mode with the guests here. I mean,
Good
we
luck.
haven't-
When?
I mean,
Well, by Dick you mean Richard.
Cindy
No?
has
Dick is
German.
Short for Richard.
In
yeah.
that
Cindy has
kind.
German in her
I
background,
don't
so we
think
know
people
she's
do that
disgusting.
anymore.
All right, but
I
these
am?
people over here,
You know where she
I'm
works
telling
at
you.
the Sun and the Moon, for Christ's sake.
What's
She's surrounded
that?
by
Oh!
half-naked things all the
so
time.
everybody here's a degenerate.
Things?
Well, so he paints with his feet, works at a
Listen.
sex
You
shop.
should see her art. You should see her art. I saw her art for the first time. You need to send your art around. She does
I haven't
very,
seen it.
very kind of
Graphic.
along the Sandra Lascano line of a very erotic, empowered sort of female figures.
Nice.
Swords and boobs and fabulous lush lips and all of that stuff.
Sounds good.
Very nice.
Still waters. It's always the quiet ones. Still waters run deep, right? Is that what
Right.
it is? So you
What's
you
your inspiration for all that?
I mean, who doesn't like looking at beautiful women? And
Exactly.
nobody I know.
I really enjoy it. So like I observe and then I draw what I see, and like I like to like play around with that. Art is really just like an expression of yourself. So
Do you have
What
a
do you
website or somewhere that we can go look?
No,
Where
not-
can we see your work?
Besides at the art show, that
Instagram
Okay,
Insta-
what's your Instagram
that's a good
name?
What's your Instagram handle?
Handle.
at AVGAVRIEL.
Oh, your name. Is that your whole name?
Maybe.
Oh, well,
It's all right.
I'm not trying to call you
He's
out.
from the hood over here.
Maybe. All right, I'm going to look
It's all right.
you
We're
up.
here to extract information from you. Kent didn't warn you that we were going to be ambushing you and asking you a bunch of uncomfortable questions. He didn't tell you that up front. Oh, Kent,
Listen, that's
Put
what
you on
he's
the
been
spot.
doing to me for years.
You were right in the
Put
fire,
you on the
bro.
spot. Daniel and painting with the feet. When I first heard about that,
Do you have shoes on?
I immediately thought.
No.
I mean, she
I'm
means
sorry.
like right now.
Yeah, let me talk a little bit about it.
I want to because I envisioned that someone with no arms, and that's why you were painting with your feet.
Yes,
And
what
he-
what
and
people
you walked,
think.
You
But
walked in.
when I started, actually, when I started was a kind of joke. I was doing a performance, and after I finished to paint the canvas that I have in front of me. I was joking, and I say, one day I will start to paint with my feet because my entire life was painted with brushes.
Okay.
And the guy that I was in the band say, "Why do you not start today?" I say I was joking, and I said, "No, start today." And he started to
Wow.
play as crazy. And I took out one of my shoes, and for the first time, after many years painting with brushes, I was in contact with the paint. And the experience that I have, putting my foot inside the tray was amazing. And I say, wow. And that was 3 years ago. And that now is a part of my job. I'm doing, most of my canvas right now in our performances. I was participating during the Art Basel Week in Miami in one of the art fair, Miami River. And I was, painting in art gallery, shows everywhere. And also, I'm doing my performance with music. And I have, the privilege or the honor to do my performance with very well-known and famous musicians like, Federico Britos. He's a six-time Grammy winner. He played violin. Also with Roberto Pereira. He's also nominated for Grammys. He won Billboards. And I did it last year with Otman Libert in West Palm Beach.
Love that guy.
I've
got 3 of his albums.
And it was a great experience for me,
man.
That's flamenco music.
Yeah, good stuff.
And let me say something else, because if not, they will kill me. Tomorrow is the art walk. We have the art walk tomorrow. I will be performing there in 2020 Harrison, next to the Art Center 2020.
Does that place have a name?
No, I'm doing on the street.
On the street.
On the street. I mean, there is the event, the art walk is something that is organized by the CRA.
Do they have that every month?
Yep.
Every month. Every month. We are doing
Saturday.
Third Saturday.
That's why they're here on every third Friday.
And we are doing my performance for the art walk. We are participating already for 2 years, and that particular performance I'm doing with drumming. Resurrection Drum is sponsor my event, and Jeffrey Lee bring the drummers.
And Jeff was on this show.
Yeah,
he's on the show
with Larry Joe.
Yeah. Well,
love that guy. I saw Larry Joe driving down the road. I would have honked, but I don't have a horn. So is the live? I don't want to cut you off because I'm fascinated by this whole thing. So is the live performance like the most essential part? I mean, is it really all about the live performance with you? I mean, obviously you come up with a finished product, but do you feel that the live letting people watch you paint live is as important to what you're doing?
I can explain about that too. What I'm doing, that already put a name, this Impulse Art, is not something new. Is a movement that I started on the 50s. It was born here in America. The name is action painting. And the action painting, people participated because the action painting, Jackson Pollock is one of probably the most famous one.
Oh, yeah.
There are many. I mean, for the performing artists, the people that are going there to see the performance, they are part of the performance too, because you are part of the energy that you have in the place.
That's great. I mean, it would be something to watch. You're standing when you're painting. You're
sure.
Sitting?
Yeah.
And the canvas is on the ground.
On the ground, yeah, jumping like a crazy. He's
a wild man.
Oh, fun. At some point, I feel like I'm another person when I'm doing
Daniel,
this.
can I ask you a question now? You've been very excited. I've been getting emails from you and texts from you regarding the show on the 30th. You have lined up some sort of a musical combo that includes Larry Joe Miller.
Well, I want to talk about that now. The thing that we are planning, for me, also when I started to paint with my feet, it changed my mind, about art. Sometimes artists, when I was doing with my brushes, art have a series, we decide to choose a topic and start to paint about that, and we do a series of painting, but when I'm doing my feet painting, I feel like every paint that I'm doing is unique, and I think I was thinking lately, every time that I had to create something is an opportunity, opportunity to create. It's an amazing moment that you have in your life, and because you are creating. I think on the 30, we are, I will be doing the feet painting, but it will be adding something new in the performance, Right. is for me is like another opportunity.
First time you'll be also feet painting and then painting Ev at the same
do
time.
body painting at the same time. Yeah,
Body
I think
paint.
that would be a great experience. And also, we are trying, we were thinking with him about what kind of music we can put there, because I think music is important because is where I get the inspiration to do what I'm doing. So we already got
Larry Joe.
Larry Joe, that is a great musician, and he explained everything in the way that he will be performing in our show. And right away I thought in two guys they already performed with me during the Art Basel too. The group is WOM. There are actually right now there are two people that are playing the band. One play guitar, and another guy play with the computer, doing effects and things. There is amazing music.
The music is very unique. I was actually listening to it
you listen
yesterday.
something, and they are performing in Miami and in many places.
What's their name? How do you spell that?
WOM, UOM.
UOM.
It's
Daniel,
Daniel Fiorda.
I have a question for you. You said that when you started with your feet, you had a whole different feeling about your work than you had when you were using the brush or whatever. To me, that makes sense because each part of our physiology accesses a different part of the brain. Can you describe just a little bit what the difference was in the feeling you had?
Well, first of all, since I start to paint with my feet, I can paint something that I can do with my hands. All the time that when I'm painting with my hand, I'm trying to do like a hyper-realistic art that is with a lot of detail, so realistic. And, all the time I was admiring, people that are with just one line, like a Picasso did many times, just one line can do something. And they is called in art synthesis. When you can do just one thing, it's the same for writer, when you can write just 2 words, and you don't need to write 100 to say something, right?
It's an image.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that is the first thing. Since all the limitation that my feet have, I can do something fresh, spontaneous that I can do with my hand.
Is it kind of like sex without a condom now?
I don't know about that.
Have you ever had sex
without a condom?
I don't remember.
You're doing worse than me.
Been that long, huh?
Good Lord.
You should start a club.
We could. He'll start using his hands again pretty soon, I guarantee you.
So, you're funny. So the thing, that is one thing, and the another is, I was painting my whole life with music all the time in the background, painting my canvas in my studio or doing performing art somewhere with music or musicians. And the things now when I'm doing my canvas, I'm connected with the music. That's something that it didn't happen before.
Oh, it was just the background before.
It was the background. I mean, when I was doing the performance with live music, the thing was, since I was doing a lot of detail in my canvas, maybe sometimes stay in a corner, putting details, and the music was taken another way. So now we are connected. I can, it's like I'm dancing with the music or something like that.
It happens to me too, depending on what type of paintings I do. Like the new ones, I love to listen to
you are connected.
Loud music.
But I experienced that kind of thing when I was doing in my studio. Sometimes I was connected with the music and I was flowing with the music. But right now I'm connected with the music. The whole performance that when I'm doing my event, I'm connected with the music.
Can you describe what that means to you, connected with the music? I mean, how do you feel that or experience it?
Okay, well, that is a kind of feeling. It's very difficult to describe. It's an experience that I have inside.
So it's
I feel the music. I feel like I can say that I live the music. I feel it and I live it.
That's a good description.
It's a weird. It's very difficult to explain what happened.
Right.
It's something that I feel it and experience that. So people that are going there to witness the event, they catch that kind of experience
Daniel,
too.
let me ask you a question. So you get inspired by the music, and I get all that. What about now, in the case of the 30th again, I'm going to harken back to that because I feel like it. The venue itself, are you ever inspired by the spirit of the venue? In this case, you walked into this place and you immediately recognized the potential for ghosts and other spirits.
Oh boy, yeah, my performance is I feel like at some point when I'm doing my event, I feel that it's not me, the one that is there. I feel the energy that is coming from somewhere. And I like, to perform in places that I have energy. When he invited me to be there, to visit the place, already, since I crossed the door, I feel the energy.
I could feel it too.
Runas?
Yes.
Runas.
It has a great energy.
Runas. It's Peruvian.
It's
I'm going to go there.
Time stood still in this place, in the lounge. Now, the restaurant is different. The restaurant's right next door, and it's the most fabulous restaurant in Hollywood. But next door to it and connected to it is the old Hemingway's Lounge, which they use for special occasions, which will be open for this evening on the 30th.
Coolest place in town.
Coolest
Second
place in
only to
town.
this building here, because in the
Yeah,
same vein,
right. Well, it's in the
old
same
classic,
venue. Right, in the same one.
type stuff. I'd like to talk to Ev. That's because I found your Instagram over here, and so I really wanted to ask you about your corn dog art. That's you, right?
Yeah, it just looked nice, and I wanted to take a picture.
It is good. How long have you been doing the art stuff? I like this picture too here.
No, that I won a contest and I won all of that for free.
Lucky you.
Right?
I know. So when did you start and all that?
I mean, I've always
kid,
been drawing.
doodling.
Since my mom told me that I was able to pick up a pencil, I was trying to draw with it. So now I'm 20 and I guess I've acquired some skills.
Yeah. What medium do you like best?
What is it? Oh, my forte would have to be black and white realism, pencil sketches, colored pencils, all types of
pen
pencils.
and ink and stuff, or just pencils.
Well, what I'm gonna do is usually I'm always doing pencil drawings, but for one of the drawings that I'm gonna be displaying, I'm going to try to draw with pencil and incorporate ink this time, colorful ink. And it's going to be something that I've never tried before. Hopefully it works out. It's going to be all psychedelic and whatnot.
Excellent. I like your pictures over here. I'm trying not to get distracted by them.
Oh, yeah, that's the drawing that I'm going to finish, the one above. Yeah.
Beautiful stuff. Oh, so it's
nice.
it's very, very realistic
I
stuff.
have not finished it yet.
A lot of nice shading. All right, well then I'll like it more later, okay? I promise.
That's a very close-up, photo. So
is this your first gallery showing, or have you had other?
Yeah, first time.
Like big. Where is if people wanted to sponsor you, buy you, or we have patrons of the arts out there. Where can they send money? Where can they go buy your stuff? Do you have contact information?
Well, I've always been trying to find people to get a portrait done, or you can always submit anything and I'll draw it the way you want it, or tell me what to draw, because I think I can basically do anything. But if they want to buy something original that's mine, then they just have to contact me and I'll just finish one of my drawings and start on some new ones.
How do we contact you? Email or
Instagram.
You can email me. You can contact me on my cell phone, I suppose.
Well, give out your email. We don't want.
I don't
want our creepy listeners.
I don't use Facebook anymore, and I barely go on Instagram unless it's just to post some nice photos.
Email's fine.
Okay,
Suck
so
it to
it's KACHEEKTO.
Wait, TOA what?
TOAV, my name, Ev, at hotmail.com.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I can't change this email because I created it when I was in 5th grade.
I have an email address. I don't even want to say the name of it because it was corny. It's as old as email is, and I'm locked into it. Like everything, like
too.
iTunes doesn't want to acknowledge any other email.
Exactly, everything is connected.
Wow.
to my email right here.
Does that mean something? Is that something backwards? There are some characters in the alphabet still missing from this email address. I just wanted to let you know that there's no Q here. You know, you actually left some.
It wasn't really all those letters.
K-A, she really is, KACHEEKTOAV at hotmail.com. At Hotmail, that's hotmail.com. You can't be old enough to be using Hotmail.
What's great about this show, when you think about it, is Cindy's really debut show, her debut show. Lorena Buswaldo, who's a very established artist, however, will be showing watercolors, and she's a sculptress, so she has never done watercolors. So it's a brand new thing for her. In the case of this young man over here, he's an established artist, but he has not done his foot while painting a human body with his hands. So what you have here is a brand new awakening. It's something new in the oldest joint in town. It's unbelievable.
It's very exciting. And then, of course, Cindy, who's just been all around the world, And I loaded up your images over here, and I wanted to talk to Cindy.
My art is going to be all about energy as well, so I think it's like the perfect location.
Is this what I'm putting on here?
Yes, you can put that one. That's one of the ones from my old collection.
I can't put that up. If I had that in my anywhere, I'd just be eating all the time. That would just make me hungry.
But it's healthy eating, and you're into healthy eating.
Yeah, but it's watermelon. It's like too much of a sugar content over here.
And the Buddha.
And the Buddha.
That's one of from my new collection. I brought you a little present. I don't know if it's the right time to give it to you now.
Yeah.
Well, this is one of the experiments I did in Mexico.
God.
Wow.
I love Mexican experiments. Oh my God.
That's amazing.
That is beautiful.
So
and I can like frame this or something.
It's very easy to hang. You can just put 2 little pins on the corners, and that's it.
By the way, I love this.
Because it doesn't weigh. It has no weight.
It looks like a Technicolor Buddha.
That is awesome.
It's beautiful.
I can't wait to hit that with a black light.
Yeah.
Yes, it actually glows in the dark.
Nice.
I can't wait. I can tell it does because we have like I go to a lot of raves, so I'm really into day glow and everything like that. It's funny because it's true. Want to go? Anyway, this is awesome. Thank you, Cindy.
You're welcome.
This is great. This almost gets you off the hook for roller skating. Almost. I love that, like because the texture is this like a wallpaper? What did you?
It's a tablecloth. It's tablecloth, but I love the texture
because
and
it
the
creates
gold,
it creates a texture.
Yes, it does.
On the other side, I can see how did you get that texture out? Did you like roll on it or something with a roller to get the texture?
Yes, with a sponge, I guess, with my fingers, with the brushes. I can't remember, a little bit of everything.
And the rest of it you did with fingers?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so we can put it up in the window.
Look at that.
This is going in the window. I'm going to find a way to put that in the window. We can backlight this. And we got the Buddha. In case you didn't know, and it's probably just real quick because we have a lot of new shows here on SoFlo Radio. The newest of them, there are 2 of them. We have Z Nation with Z Love. She's a yoga teacher,
the gal that was
and
here the
a
last time.
guru. Right, Walt? Really? We spun off her visit into a show of her own, so she does Z Nation, and it's great. And when she comes in, she transforms the studio. We put pictures of Krishna and Vishnu and the Hindu gods up. We burn the incense. There's meditation that goes on during the show, and that's a wonderful addition to the studio, especially for that show. And the other show of note that's new that I think that it's worth mentioning is Tony C's Groovathon here on SoFloRadio.com from 3 to 5 on Tuesday. This is a crazy individual that has a music collection that's even more eclectic than mine, deeper and more bizarre than mine is. And it's like good music that you haven't heard yet or haven't heard in a very long time. Wow. 2 hours of... And by the way, it's just chock full of music. He just plays music and speaks very little in between, just nice. and plays a lot of music. 3 to 5 on Tuesday. Tony C's Groovathon, brand new. And Zaina, she's only done I think 3-4 shows now. She just did her fourth show yesterday, and she's on noon till 1, and it's great. She's got she's a life coach, and she's just a very positive, wonderful ball of energy. Pretty lazy lady, easy to listen. Pretty lazy. She's a pretty lazy.
Smokes a lot of dope, probably.
Easy to listen to. Well, probably not as much as Ev, but
Yeah, no.
And nobody does. Nobody smokes as much as I do. Nobody.
Well, Larry Joe Miller's got used.
I don't know. We'll have to have a contest. Want to be involved in that? We'll have to have a big dope
Larry Joe doesn't
contest.
remember not being stoned.
Really?
Yeah. So
when was the last time you smoked?
Who? Me?
You? Yeah.
Why the fuck would I tell you that?
I don't know, because we're confessing here on the radio show.
No, I'm not
now,
confessing.
all of these people
Wow, he won't-
I don't confess to anybody.
He's not saying anything about
That's right,
anything.
That's why I go to church.
Are all
Where
of
are
you?
you
Because I know that we have Art Walk.
I confess
Art Walk
private.
tomorrow. Let's separate because I don't want
Let's
the audience to be confused between what's going on at Art Walk with the live performance on the street
Right.
and what's going on at Runas.
May 30th.
All
Right, which
that's
is May 30th.
May 30th. So we're going to get another opportunity to promote that. We're going to promote that leading up to
We'll be on the next show as well, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Now the show on May 30th is going to be all of these people here,
Including Larry Joe
and Larry
those
Joe,
other two musicians, and Lorena Busualdo. It's going to be incredible.
Who I haven't met yet.
Who you have not met yet, but you will, and you will
And
adore.
the-
She's
the-
an extraordinary artist. She paints for. She's been commissioned by Brad Pitt and people like that. She's in. She is quite an accomplished.
So on the next
artist.
Kent Wallace Invades the George Rodriguez show.
Yes.
You're gonna
Blame Cahoots, man. Don't.
You're going to bring her. I love Cahoots.
Cahoots
Hey,
is
by the way,
real deal. We're the only paper that matters in this frickin' neighborhood.
we put them there. It's wonderful to watch people read the Cahoots magazine because they don't know
Right,
right
what's
away that
serious,
it's funny, and then they invariably I wait for it. Is this real? Is this a real magazine?
Exactly.
Go. It's real funny. You gotta
Well,
like that.
When you think about it, you've got I call it slapstick journalism, but yet you have the mayor of Hollywood writing for it, you have the mayor of Dania writing for it, and you have a commissioner writing for it. Now, why would a politician stick themselves out there and write for a paper? Answer: because they know it's being read by the neighborhood. That's why. So you have humor, and you've got it's being picked up. It is by far. I have friends in New York, friends in San Francisco, which are literary centers of the frickin' world, who look at this and say, Kent, we're jealous. You guys, Hollywood has the paper hipper than anywhere we've been. It's unbelievable. Very lucky people here in Hollywood because of our friend.
That's right.
Jeff.
How long have you had it out here?
Jeff's had this out for years now, but it didn't have a real... the thing is before I came around, it was really of the beach. Like it says, the official newspaper, Hollywood Beach and Beyond. It was really a beach paper and a Dania paper. Downtown Hollywood it wasn't shunned on purpose, but they do one drop off, and then when they were gone, nobody would come back and restock. Now, since I live here and I cover the art scene as a writer for Cahoots, I make sure that we're very Hollywood-centric. And
good.
so it's much more part of the fabric of Hollywood now than it was prior.
I hadn't
Right.
heard of it, so good.
See,
Check
now
it
you just
out.
got it.
You don't get to all the good places. We'll leave you with a copy.
Yes, you may
before
have
you leave
to.
because
There you go. That's
Kent brought in extras. There you go. There's your copy. It's a very funny thing. It's perfect for the bathroom.
It is.
It's perfect.
Absolutely. Because,
Right?
it'll take a lot of poops before you finish that magazine.
Yep, and it's always there, and you don't have to worry about offending the magazine by taking it into the bathroom.
No.
You know, because some magazines are just a little bit too good for that.
Yeah, they don't.
It's like I don't want to take this into the bathroom.
Yeah.
It's not bathroom. But Cahoots is totally bathroom
just toilet humor.
worthy. Yeah,
Toilet
And
worthy.
you'll like it a lot. And visitors, I keep a lot of reading material in front of the toilet for visitors at my house. There's actually
I like that.
a bookcase.
I do that.
in front of the toilet. I'm serious. There's
I'm sure you are.
bookcase right there.
I was raised that
with
way.
a variety. I've got everything. I've got the Constitution. I've got Lenny Bruce. I've got the id, the ego and the id by Sigmund Freud. And so you're
on the shitter and you can't say shit. Can you imagine that?
You can say shit. My
And
Lenny
on this
Bruce,
show.
my Lenny Bruce book is
Oh.
hysterical. It's called "How to Win Friends and Offend People" or something like that.
I like that.
It's very good stuff. I love when Kent Wallace visits the show. As fascinating as he is, he brings other even more fascinating people here on the show.
Always.
And I was telling people because people, you haven't done a show in a while, and I go, it's like, and I gesture towards the window and I go, look at that. Why would I do a radio show today when I could be at the beach?
Oh, you've been slacking on your Fridays.
Like a mother, just because.
He's a beach bum.
That's why I live here.
I just came back from the beach.
Right.
That's why I'm dressed so horribly.
No, you're dressed wonderfully. Listen, beach culture, Hollywood. You can enjoy beach culture. You can, no shoes, no shirt, no problem in Hollywood, Florida. You can go shop Publix. There they are wearing bikini tops and cheesecloth. And that's people that don't live here don't realize that elsewhere that would be, that would raise some eyebrows. Like, hey, put a shirt on, lady. But here, flip flops everywhere.
We're just 5
Beach
minutes away
culture.
from the beach. Not even 5 minutes.
Yeah,
So-
I only put pants on when I come here to the studio, and so I want to do that as little as possible. love the beach, and to post pictures of the beach. Make your own. We make pre-mixed margaritas, and then just pour it on ice when we get there. It's wonderful to live here. I don't know why people would want to live anywhere else, but in Hollywood, Florida.
It's a great
I don't
place.
even like West Hollywood. With all due respect to all you West Hollywood people,
It's true.
on the way to the
Far
roller
from
rink, I'm
the
out there just
beach.
like, wow. It's far from the beach. Ev, we totally broke Cindy down the last time that she was on the show. So tell us about your background, Ev. Like, because you got the French thing going on. So is that you were born here though?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Plantation, and then I moved to Miami when I was 16. So like,
And
yeah,
you're with both,
always been in South
your
Florida.
Your parents are French?
No, my mom is from Paris, and
Okay.
my dad is from Israel, and I mean, they
Well, there's
live
some
here.
Israel.
See,
Thought
he's
you were
mentioned
right.
Israel, and you tried
It's
to...
more
Well,
French.
yeah, but that's not what my name was. It was French.
Okay, so you're still wrong, Pam. And, and you still
I'm
and you live
used
in
to it.
and you live in Miami still?
Right now I live in Pembroke Pines.
Okay, I used to live in Pembroke Pines, and then I discovered that there was no fence around it,
Don't
and,
give
we,
him
and,
his,
then we were
his
free to
address.
leave, and so I moved away.
Don't do that.
He'll be going for that next, believe me.
Don't get
It's basically Hollywood.
Dude,
almost.
she's like I'm not creepy like you, Kent Wallace.
I am king of creepy, man.
I know you're the king of creepy.
I don't care.
The last age inappropriate relationship that I was involved in was disastrous, and not because of the age difference, but because of she was a junkie and I wasn't. I think that if we had both been junkies, then it probably would have worked out way better. But it didn't.
That would have been true romance.
Yeah, I sure miss her, except for the junkie part. We had so many things in common, except for the junkie part. Met her at the roller rink.
Daniel, how long have you been here? How long have you been in Hollywood? Just
How long?
out of-
Do you live in
we
Hollywood,
didn't even
Daniel?
get
Grab that
around to it.
microphone.
I live here in South Florida almost for 25 years. And I moved to, I live in Hallandale on the beach.
Yeah. Hallandale.
Yeah, and you know
That's
what
okay.
else? You're 57. We talked about this. We're the same age. We're almost born we're just a month apart or something, right? Well,
On July.
you're July and I was June 21st. You were July
23rd.
23rd.
Just
So
a
we're a
month.
month apart.
You
And
are
this
older
guy,
than you are older than me.
I'm an old man compared to you, but you have two young daughters.
Yeah, I have the oldest one is 11 and the youngest one is 8.
Good,
Excellent.
Daniel.
And they're also artists.
Yeah, they are.
Yep.
His daughters. Your daughters are artists.
Both of them, yeah. You can find some video of them on YouTube. And the oldest one, she made her first art exhibition in New York when she was 4.
Wow.
And
Nice.
she
Got me beat.
at some point she was sailing more than me too.
Sailing.
Also in Europe, I was sailing painting. Sailing.
Oh, selling. I was going to say. I came down here to go
You were
sailing.
bilingual.
Yeah,
No,
well, I don't speak accent.
No, I'm sorry.
We can speak Spanish,
I-
but I'm horrible at it.
Yeah, me too.
And what's with the taiko necklace? Do you drum?
I'm drumming sometimes, yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm so bad. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a musician, and I mean, my first audition at the school, they say get out of here, so I decided to be a painter.
And so,
Yes,
so
but
the-
how ironic that music has entered your painting
Yeah.
milieu.
Well,
Dude,
actually,
how do you do
that
that?
is another point that you asked me what is what I feel or what is my connection with with my performer or with the music. I love music. It was true. I wanted to be a musician, but I dedicate my life
Hey,
to.
you still can.
And it was a drummer.
No, but I feel fine. I'm painting the music. In some
There you
way,
go.
There you
it's
go.
So you
another.
got it in there.
Yeah.
Larry Joe and I will sing our songs at the event, by the way.
At the street performance.
No, at the freaking
Oh, the May 30th.
Runas.
I want to, because he's
Yeah.
going to be. I want to make sure that we're
Well,
separating
they
those
draw
two
a
events
crowd
because
tomorrow they are.
I'm easily
the
confused,
heart
but I
and
want to make
soul
sure
of-
that
of the event. by the way.
people show up to one expecting something else. So I wanna
Yeah,
make
so
sure
don't get confused. Tomorrow we have the art walk, and people can come there and see something or some part of my performance that I will be just only painting with my feet. On the next month will be the,
And by the way, this is
the
painting-
big event,
The biggie.
the big
big
event,
event.
that are with something else. You can see part of this tomorrow.
What time
On
tomorrow?
8th, you see part of this, but at the end of the next month, you will see.
You will see all of
something
it, baby.
Amazing.
Now, at which event will you be painting on the person?
Our
feria.
event at Runas, for God's
The Runas.
sake.
Okay. All
Quit
right.
confusing the issue.
I'm telling you.
trying to
If
get it
I'm
straight.
confused, that means that somebody else in the audience might be confused
Well,
too. and I
maybe
just wanna
you
make
have
sure.
smoked more pot than Larry Joe after all.
Not since this
Because
morning.
this seems pretty
so-
freaking basic to me.
No,
May 30th at the Hemingway Lounge.
See, even
Right.
Cindy knows it.
And all us old people, we always say Hemingways. Everybody knows because it just kept
Well,
changing
no,
names.
you were right, and you had a lot to do with that because you kept harking on the Hemingway's connection. So now I call it Runas Hemingway's Lounge when referring to that portion of the restaurant.
That covers it.
It covers
That
it.
co- that covers
Runas
it.
Hemingway's Lounge.
Yes.
So it's
Right.
perfect. I mean, it's the most historical.
That building, and I told you because my ex used to work there. She was a hostess there, as a matter of fact, in the good old days when it was Hemingway's. And so I was in there when it was Hemingway's, and then
the rave club,
everything else when it
Exit,
was
right?
Club Exit. Well, it was a gay club for about 5 minutes there, which was yeah. Would you like a Club Exit T-shirt? It's a tank top. Okay. All right. I'll bring it to you at the art show.
Speaking to the mic.
Yeah. Grab that thing. I don't.
Yes, please.
I mean, I don't. You know, I don't know if you go to raves and enjoy EDM and things like that.
I used to go to raves, not so much
then
anymore.
You
I
grew,
don't
you
go
grew
out.
up. You grew up.
Like, I don't go out so much anymore,
Right.
but I still listen to it. So
Okay. Well,
my car is my rave. Just put the
Excellent.
volume up.
who do you like? What do you like? What do you listen to?
Oh my God, Jack Beats is really good.
Okay, I'm writing this down because I like the local DJs, but my younger daughter's 13 and my older daughter's 26, but my
You have
13-year-old
to know
is
Bass Nectar.
Of course, I saw Bass Nectar in concert, as a matter of fact, and shroomed
nice.
during. That was at the Beastie Boys at Langarado,
Oh,
as a
I
matter
like
of
the
fact.
Beastie
We saw
Boys.
Beastie Boys live, and then went right from that stage over to the other side of the field, which
That
was
must have been
the Bass
awesome.
Nectar. I got pictures. We were spinning light poi. Because I learned how to do that, spin light poi in the fire at my 50th birthday. I spin fire baton and breathe fire and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, because that was my trick from when I was a teenager, when I was a kid, actually. My stepsister was a baton twirler, majorette, what do you call it? And so I was one of those, anything you can do, I can do better.
Right.
So I grabbed her baton, and nobody told me that it was gay to twirl a baton. So later in my life, when I learned fire breathing, I thought, hey, I know, since I got to carry a flaming thing anyway, I might as well twirl it. Less gay. When the baton is on fire.
Oh, no, that's very manly.
Even though it's a flaming baton, but somehow less
It's
gay.
less gay? Good.
Less gay because it's on fire.
Exactly.
Go figure. It's just one of those things.
Danger.
Well, that's good. Well, I'll bring it. When we had the Club Exit reunion party, I was tasked because I'm friends with the people that used to do those, DJ Ecstasy and DJ Special K and everything. Wow. And so I got to go in for free. And it's like, what are you doing here, old man? I got in here for free. I'm friends with the DJs. Okay, my DJ name was DJ Poser. Get it? So I'm not really a DJ. I'm the only person that I know that isn't a DJ. Actually, that's ironic. I was that's how I got into radio. I was the regular kind of DJ, the spinning the hits kind of DJ. But that's
So you're
not.
still kind of a DJ.
So I was an actual professional DJ before that kind of DJing type thing. But I could with all the cheating software like a lot of these guys do. Professional iPod players, they call them. The real DJs, my friends that did turntables and stuff, they call these other guys. They just push play. They're professional iPod players. They just
Well, my
push play.
daughter's
They
at
get
that
paid millions.
Coachella thing right now. Is that something to do?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
Coachella's
It's huge.
really cool.
That's where
Yeah.
my kid is right now. So that's involved.
Lucky-
like this
It's
Lucky
kind of
not
her.
stuff.
just EDM because they got
Right.
everything.
Everything.
All
They
the
got
way
everything.
from like
They got
Snoop Dogg to
hip-hop
like
and
Florence
rock
and the Machine.
Yeah, oh, I
Weird
love Florence.
stuff.
My daughter's
and
all
Tupac,
fucked up
like a
right now. I
holographic
better
Tupac.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
Get a hold of her.
But the
Betty.
thing
stuff.
is, you camp out over there, so
Yeah.
it's like a camping experience. And
Yep.
It's like
Yeah, that's what she said.
It's great.
3 or 4 days they're going to
Yeah,
be out
3-4
there
days
in
of,
India.
like-
Well, they were going to
does
make the
all that
money.
crazy
They were going to
shit.
make all the money with the reunion party. They let me
Hold the money.
make and sell the T-shirts, and so I got to lose money. So anyway, I still got a
That's
bunch of
funny.
T-shirts left over, and I got one tank top left over, and I
She'll
think
wear it.
It's your size. It's
Why not?
It's like that what you're wearing right now, but they're awesome. Big exit. It's just black with a big exit on the front. So. So now there's an excuse to come to the show is to give her the exit T-shirt because she goes to that thing, and I'm going to bring Cindy a present, but I don't know what yet. It'll be something good.
Cindy brought you
I
a
want a
present.
present.
Do you like knives?
Knives?
Yeah. No?
They're okay. I use them to cut fruit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And of course, I got to give Pam a present for this. Pam, well, starting with, because everybody here, except for Kent, although Kent is kind of like a pimp of this thing. Everybody is here because they have a reason to be. The excuse is that everybody's got a show coming up.
Right.
Pam is going to open for Roberta Flack. Can you believe that?
No kidding.
We're not
Next
kidding.
Friday night, the 24th.
Wow.
At where?
The Broward Center of Performing Arts at the how do you say it? Orene Theater.
Orene Theater. I think
What
that might be the
what do you
smaller.
do? What are you opening?
She's a stand-up
I'm doing
comic.
stand-up
Oh, no
comedy.
kidding.
Look, did you notice my
You're
shirt?
the opening act.
Did you notice my
for,
shirt?
Roberta Flack. That's awesome. Congratulations, Pam.
That
Thank
looks
you.
funny.
Congratulations.
I need
Pam
I need
Bruno.
all the good wishes I can possibly get.
Yeah, say those on the microphone.
I need all the good wishes I can possibly get.
How long you've been here?
Fat free comedy.
Pam is a very funny lady.
Oh, nice.
And I think it's commendable. She's a very. I know people. It's like, do you do stand up comic? And it's like, yeah, here, and she has to.
It's cool. You got a
to show the card.
I think that's a talent to be a stand-up comedian. I don't know how you guys do it.
I
I
can't.
love comedy.
Well, it takes a
I
lot
go
of
to
work.
the improv a lot.
And you get, like with any art, you get better as you go, hopefully. That's look, I was reading the Runas used to be in the old city hall building.
That's what we're talking. The Hemingways that we're
place to
talking
go.
about. That building used to be a city hall. It was a jail for a while. It was a brothel for a
Jail.
while.
Yeah.
It was the office
It
of
has
Al
that.
Capone at one
No
point.
way.
It's been a lot of things.
Al
It has
Capone
all
had
type of
them.
energy,
Oh, yeah,
so-
no, you feel
Ooh,
it
I
when you
could
walk in.
bet.
It's a gnarly,
Was it kinda
cool
weird
building.
feeling?
Yeah, it's cool
Yeah.
as hell.
It's very historical. It's beautiful.
It's neat in there.
I'm going to have to look it up.
This
Check it
particular
out.
room, again, to hark on it, because I love to, is utterly magic. And so to
Yeah.
have this sort of a hipster, tripster, lipster event going on in that particular space, which opens especially for these events. So there's not all this constant traffic of humans' energy. It sits there. They wait. Those spirits wait for the doors to open, and in we come.
Wow. That sounds exciting.
It is. It's one of the coolest buildings in the city of Hollywood, and a wonderful place
So it's on
for
Dixie Highway.
for art shows.
Yeah,
It's right there.
Dixie Highway,
You just
baby.
go over here to Dixie, take a right, and it's like one block up.
It's right up from the office, G's place.
That's your office.
That is the office.
I text just so you know how
The office.
how fixated Kent's mind is. I ask him, "Hey, are you going to be on the show this Friday?" And he texts back, "Geez."
Yeah, I know.
That's his answer. I'll shit you not. I'll show you on my phone. It's like, what? I don't know. Huh? Like, geez.
That's
Like,
all.
that's all. That's his answer for everything. You're like Pikachu. You only speak G's. You know,
Geez.
Geez. How you doing
Geez.
today, Kent? Geez. Geez. Oh, geez. That's great.
fun.
Really happy to be able to promote all of the art stuff.
Well,
that's
we
going on here in
appreciate it too,
Hollywood.
George, because you're between Cahoots and SoFlo Radio. These are organic, Hollywood mediums.
I've got the
that people
perfect-
need to plug into.
I've got the perfect slot. Since I got the schedule over here, I'm updating it constantly.
Right.
I've got the perfect slot for what I hope to be. The working title is The Kent Wallace Show.
Yeah.
This is the working title that I have. Thursdays at 2:00.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Because we have a show from noon to 1, and I'd like to have an hour in between for the changing of the guard, and we have another show that starts at 4, and so like I'm already going to be here.
See, that'd be awesome.
And
Well,
that
we'll
way,
talk about it. We've been
see,
talking
here's
about it
here's
for a
why
while.
this is my dream, is to have Kent Wallace host a show that I produce, because then I can just interrupt him with non sequiturs
Exactly.
all show
You'll
long.
fuck with me back the way I do with you.
Absolutely. I love this man. I call him Professional Bloviator Kent Wallace.
Because we had a connection when we first met. Al Goldstein,
Right.
the famous Screw magazine publisher, one of the greatest
And
First Amendment
First
right
Amendment
guys in the
advocates,
world,
yes.
was a very dear friend of his and a very dear friend of mine. And we never met when we were associated with Al, but we met through that because I've worked in the adult industry for many years at the Bunny Ranch and with the porn stars and this and that and all.
He was
that.
married to a very famous porn star.
I was married to one of the legends.
Indeed.
What happened?
They're not married anymore.
I've been married 6 times.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how stupid he is.
No, it's like fishing. What's the one called where you catch it and you release it?
Catch and release.
Catch and release.
Yeah, that's what you
my
do.
theory on marriage.
Yeah. I think they were. I think they were catching you,
Did I
buddy.
break your heart?
I thought marriage was forever.
It is forever. It's always forever, but
it ought to be.
You can't do multiple. You want to get married? It's my form of, what do they call the thing where you marry multiple people? There's a bigamy. My form of bigamy.
Polygamy.
Polygamy. You don't get married to a bunch of people at the same time you get married to a bunch of people.
Like Elizabeth
So
Taylor.
It's my way, exactly. It's always forever.
Yeah, she was married a lot of times too.
Yeah, it's because Kent was, he's a very devout Mormon and he didn't believe in having sex out of wedlock.
Yeah.
So he had to get married first. No, honey, we can't go back to your place. Let's get married first. Is that what you would tell people?
And then you get divorced the next day.
Well, no. Look, I was in love with every one of them, but it just didn't work out. These things happen, so I'm a helpless romantic.
We were talking during the show, early in the show. What is love? We were breaking it down. Is there a difference between love and lust? And there's the chemical thing that people do when they talk about chemistry. Does that mean,
addiction?
Is that a love thing or a lust thing? Because lust is very chemical.
Yeah. Oh.
So.
Especially if you're at a rave party.
Yeah, that's a wonderful.
all kinds of chemicals.
That gallery, that place is a wonderful place for rave-like parties.
Seems
mirrors
like
the atmosphere. Then the DJ booth is there. I'll show you pictures when I show up.
And that's
of
why
me
we wanted
posing.
to do a human body. I mean, look, Ev. To your credit, before I realized she was even an artist, although she had spoken of being an artist, I approached her and asked her if she would like to be the model for Daniel, and she jumped on it. She jumped at the opportunity of Ev, and there were a lot of other people in consideration to be the model. And some were
Ev is the person that's going to get painted on.
Yes.
I didn't even.
Oh no! Ev is the model
She's
for
the model.
Daniel.
Tell me that.
She's going to be part of the canvas. The canvas at her feet. She is seated, and it's an extension of the painting. It's going to be one. They're going to be one, and she totally gets it. He's 19, 20 years old. She's
20.
Way beyond the mentality. She got it quicker than any of the other people I spoke to. Let's put it that way. She got.
How did you discover Ev?
Sun and Moon.
You just walked in there one day and said, "Hey, how would you like? Can you let somebody paint you with their feet?"
No.
It's like,
remember, Ev,
was that your opening line?
Remember when I walked in, I had a meeting with George, is what happened at that time. And George came in quite flustered. He had some personal issues. So you and I were standing there. We engaged in conversation. That's all it was, and I asked her for how I could reach her or whatever, and then she never answered. I sent her a couple emails.
Yeah,
she never responded.
It's creepy old man.
That's because you couldn't spell the email right.
So then I came back in there and saw her again after we had established the show, and I looked at her and I said, "Well, you're an artist. You told me you were an artist. You seem to have this good frickin' vibe, very genuine, kind of a." I look at this kid. She looks to me like she's a little, like any number of Lower East Side artsy kids that I've known in my life.
Okay, I don't know what that is. So
She's an ingenue.
Ingenue.
Ingenue. And so I mentioned it to her, and she said, "Oh yeah, sure, I'd like that." But she started growing the thought instantly. It wasn't like, "Oh, I'm a model. I'm hot chick, and I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be painted." It wasn't like that. That's how it was with all the other girls I spoke to. This one, it was more like, "Oh, I get it." Of course, the difference being is she's an artist, so she must have got it that way. I'll let you speak for yourself.
This is a very interesting angle you got working over here. Most creepy old men say, "Hey, I'm a photographer." They say, "I'm a photographer," but you go for the art angle. That's very clever.
Yes.
You've got a lot of experience in this area. The creepy old man thing.
I was a creepy young man before I was a creepy old man.
I should take notes. I've been doing it all wrong. I don't know how to be creepy. Really, it's just like having all these nieces and the two daughters makes me kind of very sensitive, hypersensitive to coming off creepy. Yeah. I don't even want to. I want to avoid the perception of being creepy.
You haven't done a very good job.
That's a wise move, I think.
Everyone I know thinks you're a freaking wackadoo.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, I am a wackadoo, but I'm not creepy.
A creepy one.
I don't.
Well, of course you don't. You're kissing his ass. You give him a painting. What are you going to do
I didn't.
I think he's a wonderful man.
Oh, my God.
And the best skater ever.
It works.
I don't know if he's a good skater, but I wanted to give him a present.
Seen yet,
I have
but
to
so
think
thank
about it.
you.
I don't know if I think you're creepy or not. I'll have to think
Thank you,
about
Cindy.
it.
Yeah, you consider him.
This will go far. This will work. I do accept bribes, and this.
Well,
goes,
I got the idea
this goes
because
far.
somebody else brought you this painting, so I thought.
Yes,
I'll
Dominic Daniel, who's talk about a multifaceted individual. I did a play recently because, and people go, oh, really? You do plays? I was doing plays. That's how I got into radio. The guy that got me into radio, was part of the theater troupe that I was in when I was 17 years old, and that was my third year in that theater troupe. So Dominic, a very multi-talented guy. He's an actor, he's a musician, and he paints. He paints oil paintings. And the theater where we were performing, the Abyss Theater in Wilton Manors, that they just have stuff going on all the time. It's kind of like his gallery. He offered to, and they accepted that, decorate the facility, if you will, with his paintings and some good stuff. And he's all over the place. And so, yeah, we've got the big 50 licks over there. I keep telling people that he gave it to me for my 50th birthday, but that's a lie. But still,
Still say that. It
thank you. I'm
good.
gonna put this
Yeah,
up.
it is.
I'm gonna find something that is like a clear frame. I've seen them. I actually have something, but it's magnetic. It won't work. Some sort of a clear thing that I can hang it on the window with, so it can be backlit. Especially during the thing. It's very nice. How do you, how do you go from being like a porn
star?
I don't know, like a porno flavored pop singer to an art writer where you have this.
I was an artist my entire life. I grew up writing. My father was an orchestra leader, a very renowned orchestra leader, and I was raised around artists and in a anti-mame sort of upbringing.
Just all very bohemian. That explains the hair.
Absolutely, and so it was always. I graduated with a degree in poetry and truth from UC Santa Cruz.
A lot of smelling people.
Nobody in the world has a degree in poetry and truth. I do. That's
Wow.
from UC Santa Cruz. So the porn thing just happened because I could write, and the easiest way for a young writer without selling his soul to get published is to work in a porn industry. I happen to be very good at it, and that's just so I was able to make a mark in there. But at the same time I was doing the porn, I was doing mainstream stuff. I was writing for art magazines. I made a living in New York City writing for art magazines. One of the last people to interview Gordon Parks was the last person to interview Willem de Kooning. I spent I was flown to Europe, to South America as an art writer. I contributed to the Max's Kansas City book. I mean, that's been my life.
Wow, what a resume!
Wow.
So how did you find out that Ev was an artist herself? You just walk around asking people?
I just probably asked you, right? We may have been admiring Sandra's works or something. Do you think? How did it come up?
It just really came up in conversation. I don't remember what we were saying. I really don't remember.
Yeah, well, I was probably saying I had the Cahoots, right? And
Don't
so I
even
said I
ask
write
me.
to you about the art scene, and I think you probably. And I said, Sandra Lascano is fabulous, and you probably volunteered that you were an artist because I knew after the very first time we met that you were an artist.
Well, I mean, it's not a big secret. If someone starts talking to me about art, they see I'm like really interested. All of a sudden, I light up.
Perk up.
Yeah, a little bit.
Excellent. Well, you're in the right town for it, and working on the right block and the right street for it. And Cindy, what are these other pictures that I put them all in here, and I don't know who this guy is.
Mention our sponsors.
Oh,
yes,
they're sponsors now.
Is this our?
She got sponsors.
Yes, I got two sponsors. One
Please
of them
speak at length.
Is my friend Noelia Rosas. Should I start with her?
Sure.
Noelia Rosas, she's a dear friend of mine, and she's going to be one of our sponsors. Yes, that's her.
Excellent. I'm good at
and
this.
she works, she's been working with Mary Kay for 6 months now, and she's very successful. About a week ago.
Wow.
And
is it pink?
No, she didn't. But she's going to get the pink one, she says.
Oh, you got to work up to the pink one. I thought they just handed out pink cars.
No, they have BMWs, and I'm not sure. Yes. So she won her second car, and she's going to be one of our sponsors. And what else can I say? Well, if anybody wants to have their own business and they want to learn from somebody good, go to Noelia Rosas because she sponsor is Chef Cornell.
There he is.
Yes, he's been an executive chef for many years in his life. Executive chef at the Peninsula in New York City. And now he is here in Miami. And
where?
Well, he works here in Miami, and he offers culinary 5-star service for catering and exclusive events and parties. around
independent chef.
Yes, around South Florida.
He could be your chef.
Oh.
And most of his clients are around, the private islands like Hibiscus or Star
The yachtsmen,
Island.
I call them the yachtsmen. They're responsible for all of the evil people here. They're not evil, but all the thieves. They come to town because they want to get with the yachtsmen. They want to con the yachtsmen. They want some of that yacht money. So there you go. You'll find him on a yacht. Some of your nicer, larger yachts. There.
Yes, and you can get more information of him on what is it called, Thumbtack.
Thumbtack.
And just
I know that
Chef
website.
Chef Cornell.
It has different.
I just got used to Pinterest.
No, Thumbtack is if you want jobs or you want to find someone in a profession. You go on there and you put yourself and your qualifications, and then people look for that particular type of expertise. Like I've gotten a bunch of requests for comedians to do events.
Thumbtack. I'm learning so much on this show today.
Yeah,
So Cindy went out and has been really working her tail off because she is. Both of these sponsors are as a result of her efforts.
That's great. She's doing a better job than I am.
Well, it's guerrilla
sponsors.
marketing. Everything starts. You have to do every aspect of it. You simply can't sit there and expect these things to.
Yeah, you can't just be
appear.
the artist without actually
no way.
marketing
Dream on.
yourself.
Exactly. It's all part of the shtick, and she gets it, and she is already now in a day. Because yesterday we had none.
Yes.
Today we have 2.
I just came back from Mexico and
already she's fired up.
And I'm showing this other picture of you at work. You've got
that's in Mexico, yes.
Oh, that's in Mexico. I was going to say you got the coolest workspace. I mean, I do too. But that's great. So that's in Mexico, and you were there recently.
I was there for 3 weeks, and that's where I learned this new technique to do the Buddhas, the new Buddha collection.
Is that you doing that stuff?
Yes, that's me doing the stuff.
Buddha in the background there?
One of them, I think the one I gave you, is that one, or is behind my head, I think?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, it's hanging on the wall.
It looks like it.
Look at that.
I'm feeling so special and famous. Thank you, Cindy.
You're welcome.
That's great. So do you have a cool workspace here?
Yes, I do. I have my studio it's close to the Hard Rock Cafe.
Nice.
The one in
for
Is
Hollywood.
it in the complex?
No, it's just
it's
next to it, so I can
It's
go there.
great. She's got 3 different rooms.
Drive by it all the
She's got it laid
time
out
on the
very
way to
nice.
the rink. Yeah, it's right by there. I saw the coolest because I'm going through all these. It's not a midlife crisis; it's a mid-course correction. I'm going back to realizing my lifelong dream of being a vagabond or something like it. People think I'm joking, but I've taken 7 cross-country bus trips between here and Montana when I was younger, and I love that. Now when I'm passing trailer parks, I start window shopping trailers, like the right size. I want something small enough to be, easy to travel with, but big enough to have a comfortable bathroom. Like I want to be able to take a shower. I'm sorry, but excuse me.
Yeah.
I want to be able to take a shower. I want a real, actual shower in there. And there's a trailer park right there by the Hard Rock that I drive by every day.
Mm-hmm.
And every time that I pass, I see some other, there's a cool trailer. There's another cool trailer. Have you seen the new trailers with the built-in solar panels?
Ooh,
already?
nice.
It powers
That's
the
great.
AC and the Wi-Fi and everything. Like,
Now that's brilliant.
Sell everything and
You
and
should have a sponsor to have
trailers. I would love. What I don't have is a
Make them pay for
salesperson.
you to go.
See, that's the problem. Is that I'm in show business, and Kent will understand this. See, I got into show business because I wanted to do show business.
Right.
I wanted to sing and dance and be a clown.
Sure.
I didn't get into show business because I wanted to run the business, run
Nobody
the show
does.
business.
Exactly. Thank you.
And-
Nobody does. That's not the impulse of getting into
Right.
it, George.
But it's part of it.
Sadly, it's
This
the
very
reality.
accidental business,
Yeah.
it fell upon me to
Yeah.
monetize this
That's-
business over here, and I
wanna
and I
stay
was like, I
alive.
didn't sign up for
You
this,
gotta-
and that's another reason that I'm
wanna
not
get
doing my
another
show as
job.
often as Friday comes, and I could either go to the beach or catch up on a whole bunch of work and emails and
Right.
phone calling people before the weekend hits, or I could do my show, and I will stop heaven and earth to do my Kent Wallace Invades George, the Cahoots show.
Wow, that's going to be interesting.
A lot of
That's
reasons.
what we're doing
That's
now,
what
Cindy.
this
That's
is.
what we're doing right now.
I thought it was going to be
Jesus
a new
Christ,
show.
you got jet
That's
lag.
okay.
Mexico's right next door now.
Well, maybe she means
That should be interesting.
Maybe she said it's gonna be interesting.
I think she
maybe
smokes
it hasn't
you smoke
started
as much
yet.
dope as George, and we have a competition going on.
I thought it was going to be a different show. Where
No.
okay.
No, this is it. This is Kent
How
Invades
often
George.
is this?
We do it once a month. We do it
Once
the
a
third
month.
Friday,
Oh,
right
so-
before third Saturday. That's how. And we do a trade. See, he's got an
Okay.
ad that runs in Cahoots, and that was how we
And
came
Kent-
to
takes
this deal.
over the show. It's all about.
Well,
Kent.
you know, your ad. Nobody. You see any ads on top of your ad?
No,
In it,
no,
Cahoots,
I'm
you
not.
understand
I'm
the way
not
it
saying that
works
like
there?
it's a complaint.
Quid pro quo.
Listen. You could move into the building next door, Kent. I want you on my show all the time. I think
know
you're a fascinating guy.
Well, you are. He is because you only do the show once a month.
That's why it's fascinating. Exactly. I would be a freaking total flop.
It requires Kent Wallace and the guests that he brings in to make
the
me
guests that
not
make it.
go to the beach on a day like today.
Well, look at this crew. I mean, come on. You have Cindy, who's been
Yeah.
on the show, a brand new person on the show, another brand new person on the show. We'll get Larry Joe for the next one, though, because we'll have to do some music.
They
We'll have to do
performed
something.
live. Kent and Larry Joe performed live.
We
The
did perform
first public performance of
What
that
about
song.
Spectacles?
What was the name of that
That's
song?
right. We did.
Was here.
We did Hang on Hollywood right here.
Right here.
Or 3064 Far. One of them.
Both.
Both.
You did them right here.
We
with
did them right here.
Larry's electric ukulele.
Yeah, it was cool as hell. We'll have to do Larry. You're gonna have to. We should. Well, we'll have to think of something.
Larry's
for the
Larry's
show,
a trip.
because you have to remember, it's on. This is streaming live.
Yeah, we're live right now.
It's
Yo.
not just
And-
audio. It's
Daniel,
visual
they-
as well.
They're looking at the back of your head. Why don't you turn around?
Yeah,
and,
but you guys are getting the
Oh,
back.
wait, we've said
The
a
three
few
of us
things
are
at the
just the back.
same
And Cindy
time.
gets. That's why Cindy
times.
doesn't mind not talking because she gets to wink at the camera all the time. She's like smiling.
There.
It's okay. We put her in that seat on.
That's the beauty seat.
You're so mean to me today.
A lot of ambition.
No, it's good.
It's true. You get there. You're in the.
Yes, look, I'm wearing my
We should-
butterflies.
Fabulous. Oh, the butterflies.
We should schedule. We should schedule a beach day for the artsy people.
Could we do a
You
remote
mean-
from the beach?
We can, but I don't wanna.
Okay.
Because
That's
I
the
want to
sand.
be wet and
I see, I got you.
sticky and sandy, and I like to drink when I go to the beach
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and smoke cigars
Yeah.
and weed.
That sounds
And
delightful.
at the beach. At the beach, so I see a sign as we're crossing, from the parking lot. We pass that sign that says no alcoholic beverages on the beach, and we go, right, right. I don't know. I see that as a suggestion.
Yeah.
It's bullcrap. Although here's a thing that I noticed lately that everybody's ignoring. In the beach area that's in front of all the businesses, there's a sign there that's like no coolers or something like that. There's a no cooler sign. I think I saw. They want you to go to walk.
They want you to buy theirs.
Absolutely, no one is paying any attention to that sign whatsoever. I want the businesses to thrive and everything. I do. I do. When I camp out in that area, you walk right. There's so many bars that you can just walk right up to.
Yeah.
With your wet butt and sandy feet.
They let you.
And and just walk right up there like Ocean's Alley.
We like Ocean's Alley.
Ocean's
See, we could
13,
do
Nick's.
You could do if you ever wanted to, because
Yes.
they're big contributors.
Ocean's
to
Alley
those.
is perfect. That little corner right
We
on the
could
interior
do
on the
a
corner.
sting right
Do it.
there,
Let's
dude.
do it.
We could do it.
Let's
They
do
would
it.
Be more
Set
than
it up.
willing.
I'll bring the gear.
Seriously?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's trade
Let's
something
do
up.
one of our shows
Listen,
from there next time.
I'll do it for a tab instead of
well,
cash.
I'm
I'll
sure
do
I'll
it.
tell them that they'll get it for the tab.
Love that place. Except
All right, I'll talk to them. I'll talk to Captain.
Good advertising
another-
for them.
Well, they advertise in. Not only do they advertise in Cahoots, but they're contributors to it. They're writers. They write an article, so they're very friendly. They're the ones that hosted the
Groundhog
thing,
Day.
The Groundhog Day.
I still have the necklace. I am a genuine. I love them. I'm a member of their club. I signed up for the email.
You are? Well, that's
whatever
right,
the
'cause
little
you
email
get
thing.
something, you get a
yeah, you
stamp
get a
or
little
something
thing there. They have. I love unique items. Crab cakes Benedict.
Yeah. Ooh,
I don't
that
know.
sounds
Nowhere
nice.
else have I been able to find.
Yeah, it really is. Crab
Yeah.
Cake Benedict.
Yeah.
What's the name? What's their name?
Ocean's
Ocean
Alley. Ocean's Alley.
There's a big full page ad in there somewhere.
Okay.
It's great when you're riding your bike down the Broadwalk. Just look for the tiki hut looking thatched roof, and it's there. It's kind of an indoor outdoor kind of place.
Oh, did you see your girlfriend Julie from PRL in there?
I didn't see that lately. I'm having
PRL. We used to do shows there.
I just chatted with Julie, as a matter of fact.
She's featured in the Cahoots.
She's a hoot to be in
I know that
Cahoots.
she's one of your dear friends.
She is. We've known each other for many years, and I've drank many a beers there. I even here's my favorite Julie story. She left me in charge of PRL so that she could go on a cigarette run one day.
That doesn't surprise me
And
at all.
yeah, there was like one other person in there, and she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go on a cigarette run. You got the bar. Bye."
So
I'm like,
funny.
"Really? Okay."
I think
She's a
everybody
character.
who works there. Oh no, this guy used to work at the pizza place next door, And
Yeah.
he'd pretend he was going to deliver a pizza, and he'd come next door and do the open mic. We used to do stand-up
nice.
there.
Yeah, well, they had
And he would
comedy
sneak
night.
out of the pizza place. I don't know how he didn't think they were going to see him or hear him, because he would just go next door to the bar.
Moro's Pizza.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna have to stop saying pizza. I'm so hungry.
You want to go? You want to go?
Fatty,
You want to go to Moro's after this?
haven't eaten yet.
I'm teasing.
Neither has Pam.
Well, you guys
I
should
had
eat.
an
Well,
orange.
isn't
Had a
that
healthy
didn't
meal.
you bring a bunch of food up with you or something?
No, that's just like whatever's left from this morning, and a muffin I'm yet to eat.
So eat the
later.
muffin.
Later.
Are you, like,
It's so
homeless or something?
messy. Like I'm not gonna like do that to you. You have to eat it outside.
A muffin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, it crumbles.
This is
No, it's like the most like crumbly muffin
So you
ever.
put a plate under
I
it.
learned my lesson last night.
listen. I trust her. If she
Eat a
says that it's a
muffin
messy
inside.
muffin,
messy muffin.
It's
Although
dangerous.
nothing's messier than like phyllo dough. You know, like we had some baklava in
Oh,
here the
yeah,
other day, and
that's
it's like
messy.
explosion of dough flakes everywhere. It's like
Yes.
Hey, we
This
only have
one
a few
happened.
minutes left.
Let's
Joe.
go. You want to go over the vital
Let's go
statistics?
over the vitals.
Yeah.
Let's
Give the mic-
let the
Give the
Roberta
microphone
Flack.
over to Daniel over here for a while. Daniel, tell us about, because you've got
Oh, yeah,
actually
you got
there's
the
Art
next
Walk
thing.
and you're featured in both of these events. So let's start with Daniel to sort out the difference between the two events, because tomorrow
No,
you're
we
going to
have
be
5 minutes, and that's it.
on the street. 5 minutes, it's an eternity. You're going to be painting
That's true.
with your feet on the street tomorrow.
With drumming.
With drumming, Jeff Lee,
Resurrection drums.
what kind of a drum will he be drumming with? Will he have a
most
doumbek?
of
a
them,
djembe?
no djembe.
Okay.
Most of them, and also we have some Uruguayan drums.
What's a Uruguayan drum?
Uruguayan drum is I don't know, particular drums made in Uruguay. You know,
What is it similar to? Is it similar to
congas maybe?
Okay, all right,
something like
excellent.
that. Something like that.
I can understand conga.
That is,
I'm a Cuban, so I can understand the conga drum.
Okay.
You know, I left mine at home, but normally I wear it on my back like Desi Arnaz. You know, and then I flip it around, at the right time for the Babalu interlude. Excellent. I'm also very fond
Do
of
you
the
do that on
of the
skates,
of the
too?
bowrin. Yes, I drum while I'm on skates. So that's tomorrow. In front of the address that you're going to be at is
2020 Harrison Street.
2020.
Yes.
2020 Harrison. And is that in front of a particular establishment or just
the
look for it
alley
there?
right
It's
next
the
to
alley,
that
yeah,
alley.
between.
That's the coolest alley
Yeah.
in the world. The painted with
Yeah,
the
the
painted
huge,
murals,
the
yes.
huge mural. There,
I
yeah.
took some pictures of a friend topless there.
Nice.
Her insistence.
Robots?
Does it? I think it has. Well, there's one side is all like
Don't just
reds and
agree.
Marmaid, something with a C.
yeah. Okay.
And another is a kind of.
But I know
fancy-
you can't miss it. Just go there. You
Just
can't miss
be
it.
there
Big
or be
open
square.
area tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
And then
yeah.
May 30th.
May
Daniel,
30th,
for the
Daniel.
big
May
biggie.
30 is a different story. Is I mean, we have art exhibition. Cindy, I know Cindy because she was participating with us in the Art Center 2020. I know
Yes.
her work is excellent work.
Thank you.
And also, I know another girl that is coming. I forgot her
Lorena
name.
Buswaldo.
Lorena too. I saw her painting too. We have a new artist too, Av, right?
Ev.
Ev.
That and also we are doing our performance. You
And
know.
your art will be there also. You're not just going to be
She'll have a few pieces
painted
there, right,
on.
Ev? Well,
Yes.
I made it my goal to finish at least like 1 or 2 pieces for the show.
Excellent. So you're not just going to be canvas.
Well, yeah, because like I have a problem finishing my pieces. Like I have so many, but they're not finished.
Is it
Not
an-
a single.
is it
one,
an
except
ADD
for
thing?
One, and the only one that's finished, I gave it to someone as their birthday present.
This is how artists are.
Yeah.
Are your ears normally gauged? You have gauges in there?
No, I used to.
And then you're letting
like,
them
years ago, I had size zeros, but
Wow.
I took it out like a year or two ago. A year ago.
Excellent.
Something like
and you're going to be the human canvas on the May
Yeah.
30th event. That's really
Right.
That's
How exciting is that?
kind of cool. Seriously, unique. Never ever done anything like that before. Cindy's art will be there.
Yes.
Cindy Podgorski.
She's
will be
really
there.
the featured artist
Literally.
because she has large works. I mean, Daniel will have paintings there, Prince or whatever. You will have them. Larry Joe Miller will have them. But for the most part, for the artwork, it's Cindy's.
Yeah.
It's sort of her, you know.
I'm going to have a lot of abstract paintings, a lot of paintings of fruit, Very colorful.
I really got to see the Buddha stuff that she's doing on the texture over here. Now you got me wanting to look for old tablecloths and give them to you. It's like, hey,
isn't it a good
idea? Do you like this pattern?
Yes. Yeah.
What could you do with this? I stole this from a wedding. Yeah, they didn't even notice.
Just give
and of
her
course,
everything.
Pam, who's not just going to be opening up for Roberta Fleck, but you have other shows coming up as
of
well.
other
My
shows
co-host
coming
du jour, Pam Bruno, ladies and gentlemen.
May 16th, I'm going to be at, I think it's an old library in Davie on Griffin Road.
Okay.
6050, right near the Turnpike, May 16th. And then May 23rd, this is on the West Coast, at Tertini's with the Fallen Angels Comedy Tour, which I am a third of. So... Also, we are looking for corporate sponsorship, so I'm going to talk to Cindy on just how you do that. How do you find those people?
She walks into places and says, "Give me your money," and they go, "Okay, okay,
all right,
sure. How much do you want? Is this enough? Do you want more?
Is there a gun involved?"
No, the two sponsors, they're
yeah, that's true.
Two great friends, and I'm so happy that they're going to be part of this.
All right, so
wonderful.
What if
and
you
God
don't have?
bless those people for sponsoring. People
Absolutely.
Who sponsor ours
God bless
angels.
them.
They are
Please,
truly
please
angels.
sponsor.
Yes. What
Don't
do you
forget,
do if you don't have friends?
You just stay. You become a shut-in. You become like the Onceler.
No, I would, and you need a sponsor. That's what I'm saying.
Let me run down. We got the spot. This is the spot live at 6:00 tonight. Tomorrow we have Inoculative Expressions at 4:00, followed by the Florida Room at 5:00, and then the Kingdom of God Hour, which is actually an hour and a half long, from 10 to 11:30. Don't forget CEOmanship on Mondays. We got Silver Minutes on Sports Monday night. Siren Says noon till 2 on Tuesdays. Tony C's Groovathon, SoFlo Groovathon 3 to 5 on Tuesdays. Z Nation Thursdays 12 to 1. Rick Show on the radio. Also on Thursdays, 4 until 5, and Nicole Sandler on every morning, Monday through Friday, 10 to 2 p.m., all on SoFloRadio.com. Thank you guys for coming in. Everybody say goodbye all at the same time.
Bye.
Thanks for having us. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.